as they host the St. Ignace LaSalle Saints. It'll be Jim Hilgendorf and Gordy Richardson calling the action there. Kickoff for both games at 7 o'clock. Another game of interest this week. The Gaylord St. Mary Snowbirds, they're 4-1. They travel to Pellston. The Gaylord game is our game of the week, broadcasting 50,000 watts across North.
Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
You're in the midst of the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show. Here's Mike Reeling with Johannesburg Lewiston head coach Joe Smokovich.
Joe, thanks for going on the radio with us.
Not a problem, Mike. Appreciate coming on.
Oh, let's go over last week. It was a close one, 14-8. You fell to Frankfurt. Wanted to start with our player of the game as chosen by Jim Hilgendorf and Gordy Richardson. They said it was Thomas Fox. Said he played 2 ways with great intensity. Talk about that young man first, would you?
Yeah, he played, pretty well for us. He started on defense for us. He had a huge play for us. He picked off a pass and brought it back. I don't remember how many yards, but like 50-some yards, I think. So, it was a great momentum boost for us, so that really helped us a lot.
And as far as field position, you got inside the 20 on 4 occasions. You did score once out of there, but I guess frustrating when you get that close, eh?
Yeah, the proverbial shot ourselves in the foot kind of thing. We were going in 2 times and we fumbled. Third time we were in there, we would have scored, but we got a call for a false start and couldn't punch it in. So we left 3 out there that, puts us in the win category. And, I think Frankfurt end up winning the legacy division. So a little bit frustrating that we played that well and just came up short.
Pretty close, though, man. It's like, we missed it by that much. This week, you've got St. Ignace LaSalle coming to town. Talk about this week's game.
St. Ignace, they come in, same record as us, 0-5. They got a lot of seniors as compared to us. We're fairly young, and they're more experienced than we are. So, it should be a good game, I would think.
And how do you prepare for this week's game?
Once again, I think I'm going to have my 6 different starting offensive line and a bunch of different movement of pieces around. So it's going to be, a lot of work this week, today and tomorrow specifically, getting things ready. The good part about our kids, we're 0-5, but they haven't given up. That's what's great about our kids. They just continue to fight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because that was going to be my next question: is how do you keep them motivated? But it sounds like they also have a lot of self-motivation amongst them.
Yeah, they got a lot of self-pride and everything. They know the tradition we have at our school and everything, and this is obviously not where they want to be. But injuries have decimated us this year, so it's been like I said, piecing things together. We're starting a bunch of kids that are JV
assistants. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
You're in the midst of the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show. Here's Mike Reeling with Gaylord High head coach DJ Shimoniak.
Let's put a bow on last week and then move forward to this week. Cadillac, you said they're a pretty good team going into it. 22-0 the final. You fall to the Vikings.
Yeah, they are good. The good ball team, well disciplined. Good group of seniors that they got there that they had brought up as sophomores. So they've been playing together for a while. Really, I mean, you look at the score 22-0 and think that, maybe the defense played okay. But, in this instance, our defense played probably one of the best games they've played. They give, the offensive ball 4 times, created some turnovers, stopped a pretty tough offense. It's an offense that's option football that they practice year in, year out. We got 4 days to game plan for it. So it makes it pretty difficult to stop. But our defensive staff, with Dan Bolter, Forrest Vanagami, Matt Salisbury, DC, Jeff Pretz, did an amazing job. I just got to get better on the offensive side of the ball and figure out, some different angles to be able to move the football. And, we had some bad snaps over the head of our punter a few times that gave them the ball at the 8-yard line and the 11-yard line. So 20 yards to score 2 touchdowns. We made it pretty easy on them. So definitely something that I worked on and cleaned up, and, I'll take that responsibility as my fault and things that we need to get better at for Alpena for sure.
Coach, when we lose, it's your fault. When we win, it's the boys' fault. It's the boys' victory. That's how it goes, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, it felt like it was, you were just like you just said, kind of 1 or 2 clicks away from making a go of it in that Cadillac game for sure.
No, yeah, it was. 2 minutes left to go in the half. It was 6-0. So
yeah.
We were definitely in it. The defense kept us in it. We just got to get better on offense.
All right, so now you go 2-3, and you'll host Alpena this week. Talk about it.
Yeah, and so, Alpena's coming in. I'm not really sure what the record is. I never judge a team by that. Right. But the thing is when we watch them on film, they have had losses. They've had losses to the TC schools, to Cadillac, Petoskey. I mean, real good teams. So the thing is, we can't take them for granted. We can't take them lightly, and we're not. But we're gonna take care of what we do. We're gonna clean up the punt team and get better on the offensive side of the ball. They're big. They're always big. They're a big team. They're gonna come punch you in the mouth. They got a running back that's faster than anybody that we got. So we got to make sure that we contain him, and we got a game plan for him, which we do. We'll see how Friday rolls out.
All right, Coach, how about off the field with someone in your organization that you'd like to highlight this week?
Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of behind the scenes, and that's, why we have this on the show. But the person that I want to reach out to and show appreciation for sure. There's people that honestly, like, things just won't go within a football program if they're not there. And that's Jill Kasuba. She takes care of, so many things behind the scenes as far as rosters and forms and getting coaches what they need and coaches patches. I mean, even goes into, helping wives and pulling grade reports for me every week, twice a week, and attendance. And I mean, she does so much that, it would, the program would damn near come to a halt if she wasn't there doing what she's doing. So.
That's awesome. Isn't it amazing how much work goes in to a football season from not just the head coach, but from everybody around surrounding?
No,
I'm Chris Martinson from Smith Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving.
It's almost game time, and the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show heads to the field. Calling tonight's game, here's Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood.
Well, let's try this again. If there wasn't for Murphy's Law, we'd have no law at all, Dave.
That's right. It reminds me of the song from Hee Haw, gloom, despair, agony on me.
Everything getting to the start of this thing is always jumping through hoops. So, Dave, we got a beautiful night for high school football. Not quite under the lights yet, as the sun has yet to go down, but we've got an Alpena team that comes in tonight, 0-5 on the season. They've taken it on the chin to teams like Marquette, Sheboygan, Petoskey, Cadillac, and Traverse City West. And the Blue Devils, on the other hand, while they're 2-3 on the season, come in from a game last week where they got punched in the mouth.
They did. But again, the first half I thought they played really well. They ended the first half, I think, down by 6, right? Or was, I think Cadillac scored right at the very end of that one.
Right. But they
stayed in the game.
They were within 6 down to 2 minutes before the half, and then the wheels started to fall off. Went into the half, and then in the second half, it was all Cadillac. Now, there were some bright spots. The defense for Gaylord really held its own for most of the game.
They did, and they caused a couple of turnovers, got the ball back for the offense, a couple different times. I think really, and I don't want to hammer this too much, because I feel bad for the kid, but special teams just kind of went nowhere last week. I think that was a big problem with the game. They couldn't get anything going with special teams, which that's a part of the 3 phases of football, right? And without that, you can get into trouble. And I think that had an impact.
Yeah, it was a tough week for the punting game last week. That's for sure. And with bad snaps, with high snaps, with mishandling the ball, it was just a really tough game on special teams. And I'm sure the coaching staff worked with the kids this week on enhancing the special teams efforts, a little more attention to detail, getting the chemistry between the long snapper and the punter, down to a consistent basis.
Yes. And, I did get some clarification. I had a couple text messages, during the week. Hey, the reason that they kicked the ball out of the end zone was 2 points or better than 7 points if they get the ball turned over there, with short yardage and give up a touchdown. So I understand that, but the philosophy kind of goes both ways. I'm like, well, you give the ball right back and maybe you do the same thing. But anyway, that's what that was all about. It was clarified for me several times this week. I'm like, okay, I got it. Thank you. Let's move on.
So, by the way, I mean, as we sit here and we're beyond the midway point of the season.
Yep.
And so it was interesting when the MHSAA came out with their points setup earlier in the week. Gaylord was on the bubble, just a few points out of that 16-team tournament at the end of the season. So it's a pivotal time for these Blue Devils if they win tonight.
Yeah.
If they can play TC West close. I don't think the expectation is to beat TC West, but to play close, keep those points there, maybe go take care of business up in Gladstone, and then come back and you're playing Clare, and it's possible that one of those two teams is going to go to the playoffs. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Well, and you're absolutely right. And of course, you can't help but think about the ones that got away, too, right? Had we done this, had we done that, but that's behind us. So now we got to focus on what's ahead of us. And you're absolutely right. We need to take care of business, certainly 3 out of the 4 remaining games. And that's
Roger just wanted us to know he was next door.
Thank you, Roger. But I mean, that starts tonight, right? The players are coming out on the field. They're seem to be a little bit invigorated. They're ready to go, and they have to take care of business tonight, one game at a time.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the Big North Conference, Traverse City Central sits atop the conference at 3-0, 4-1 overall. They face Cadillac tonight, which is not going to be a picnic for them. Could be a really good game. A win for TC Central should clinch the conference title for them, as they've already beaten Petoskey, Traverse City West, and, of course, these Gaylord Blue Devils.
Right.
So, and as we all know, and we discussed this in detail the other day, the two Traverse City teams are moving on next year.
Yes, and I think that bodes well for the rest of the conference, the Big North Conference, in finding some teams that they're able to be a little bit more competitive with, and the same for the Traverse City squads. They will find some teams that they can find some competition that's a little bit more their caliber.
I would think so, and of course the coaches, these guys are focused on tonight's ball game. It's all about Alpena.
Yeah.
Get past this one, then you've got Traverse City West, then you've got Gladstone, then you've got Clare, and the rest will all fall into place. So take care of business tonight at home, which is also homecoming tonight. And so we're going to have a good crowd in attendance tonight, and probably a little bigger than norm, which is still going to be a pretty big crowd, Dave.
Yeah.
They're going to be noisy. They're going to be having fun. And, this is a game that the Blue Devils should win if they take care of business.
Yes, and the business part of that is special teams and penalties. If we can prevent that, then I think they have a good shot of coming home tonight with a win.
All right, well, we're going to take a pause as we get ready for national anthem ceremonies and everything else. It's homecoming tonight here at Gaylord Community Stadium. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal,
fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
It's almost game time, and the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show heads to the field. Calling tonight's game, here's Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood.
Well, let's hope we've gotten through Murphy's Law, Dave. I mean, it's a beautiful night for football, so we're getting excited for this. I'm looking down, and as long as I see green, I'm in a good mood. It's this little green bar down here I'm looking at now. And I'm looking at this beautiful green field as well. And I'm looking at a good football game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the Blue Devils are in their all-white uniforms tonight. Homecoming has been traditionally the whiteout game where the fans would join in. But the players are going to stay in their white uniforms for the homecoming game. And then, of course, I guess it's I don't know what color green it is that Alpena wears, but it's a dark, almost like a pine green color that they have. The Blue Devils won the coin toss just before the kickoff started for the game here, and they chose to defer to the second half. So they're going to take over the kicking duties, and Alpena will have the ball on offense first.
So that means that Caleb Byram comes out, and he's going to be kicking it off tonight, the freshman, who is looking to have a good night on special teams tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're underway. Nice high kick. Going to take a bounce before it's going to get returned by Alpena. They're going to get up to about the 26-yard line before they're brought down. Brady Pretzlaff on the tackle for the Blue Devils.
So there we go. Not much of a return there. The Blue Devils seem to be fired up. They're ready to go. They got down there and made a play, and so far so good. So
Blue Devils in all white tonight. Meanwhile, Alpena, they look like they're in kind of a dark green and black combination. Yeah. And the Wildcats, of course, come in 0-5 tonight. The Blue Devils come into tonight's game 2-3 on the season. We're just getting underway here at Gaylord Community Stadium, and let's see what we got with these Alpena Wildcats. Ryan Voltz in at quarterback for the Wildcats. Pistol formation. He's going to pitch it back to number 32. He's going to try to make his way around the left side. He's going to get wrapped up by the Blue Devils. So Caden Budnick on the carry for Alpena.
Number 69 was the tackler there. That should be Lane Thompson on the tackle there. He was unavailable last week to play. He was out of town. But he's here tonight and looks like he's ready to play some defense, and that was a nice tackle.
1 yard gain for Alpena brings up a 2nd and 9. Ball on the 27-yard line. Again, pistol formation. Now they're going to get fullback moves. A little bit of movement there. Blue Devils seem to spot it. No, there's going to be a hole right up the middle. Blue Devils shifted the wrong way. Alpena went the other way, and they're going to pick up about 8 yards on the carry.
Pretzloff, 44, was on a blitz that time. He kind of chose the wrong gap there, got into the backfield, but it wasn't able to get the tackle. Tackle was actually made by 55, Connor Abraham, along with 6, which is the other Thompson, Gabriel Thompson.
Budnick on the carry picks up 8 on that. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1 now for Alpena. Let's see what they do here. Blue Devil defense. Can they hold him?
There they go.
They do hold him. Good penetration there.
Nice.
Second effort, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. Lots of Blue Devils in there, including Lane Thompson on the tackle.
Yep, Gabe was on the bottom of that pile, number 6. Hey, what I liked about that one is they were ready to go. They were quick off the ball. They didn't jump. They got good penetration and swarmed that gap, and were able to stall out that run and really come with no yards. Because that number 32 is pretty quick. Once he gets through there, he is going. He hits that hole hard.
See the skydiver up there? We got a skydiver coming in right now.
Yeah, it's, he's on one of those little motorized seat, it looks like, up there.
Uh-huh. What do they call those, Buckeyes?
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to fly a Buckeye in northern Michigan.
No,
you might get shot down.
Yeah.
Just because it's called a Buckeye.
Not a bad place to watch the game from, though. That's pretty cool.
All right, so they're going to measure it.
Short.
And they're going to say it's just short, so it's 4th and inches. Ball on the 35-yard line. Let's see what the Alpena coaching staff does. They're coached by Eric Mitchell. Coach Mitchell's got to make a decision. Looks like he's going to go for it.
Well, you got to find out what your offensive line is able to do, and we're going to find out what our defensive line and linebackers are able to do, and I think we're going to just jam this right up there in the box and see what happens and go for a stop.
4th and inches for Alpena. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to get stopped, and the Blue Devil defense holds the line.
Okay, that time, Brady Pretzloff, he blitzed through that right gap, got in the backfield, wrapped him up, and then he got a lot of support. Number 16 was back there to help him out on that tackle as well. That's Gus James. Great job by Gus James coming from the back end there.
Great defensive stand by the Blue Devils. Now they come out on offense. Now let's see what they can do on offense. Last week was not an offensive showcase by any stretch of the imagination. We saw very few runs outside the tackles last week. Everything was pretty much inside the tackles, very few jet sweeps. And let's see, Blue Devils come out. Do they come out with Brady Pretzlaff?
They do.
So Brady's going to start at quarterback tonight. He came in for a series late in the ball game last week, and we saw a little bit of movement from the Blue Devils. So here they're going to give him a shot. Only one guy in the backfield there. Vanderveer is going to get back there now. They're going to hand it off to Austin. He's going to be coming through the middle. Going to work his way up for about a 2 to 3 yard gain. Now the pile moves forward before they blow the whistles. Nice little push there by his teammates.
Yeah, that was 78. That's Trent Kopinski. He saw an opportunity to get in there and help move things forward, and he got up behind him and just kind of shoved everything forward a couple more yards. So, again, that's that play that we don't really care for, where they kind of do that little stutter step in the back and then turn. Doesn't get that real downhill motion or running steam that we like. But
3 yard pickup for Austin Vanderveer. So Brady Pretzlaff is in at quarterback starting tonight.
We got the ball in Alpena territory, which is not usually the case.
Ball spotted on the 31-yard line right now. Brings up a 2nd and 7. So Gautreaux, the only back, and at fullback, he's going to get it. Kind of an awkward handoff. Braden went to the left. Pretzlaff was expecting him on the right, but they did get it off. And Braden moves the ball up a few more yards. I think it's going to bring it up to about a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, he ran right into the back end of his blocker there. Had to do a little sidestep to find that crease and make his way upfield. Brady, came in last week and did a nice job. He still hasn't had the number of reps, I don't think, that we would have seen from Caleb Onks. So we'll have to see him, get up to speed on this.
So it's 3rd and 3. Ball on the 27-yard line. Blue Devils in Wildcat territory. 8:44 to go, opening quarter of the ball game. They're going to hand it out to Vanderveer. He's got nowhere to go, and he's going to get wrapped up. I'm not sure there's even going to be a yard gain on that one, Dave.
No, and the Wildcats were looking for that one. They were ready for it. The line, while they got some forward push, didn't get enough and didn't open it up enough. So we're going to be going for it here on 4 and 2, 4 and 3, looks like. And we're going to have to get to the outside, I think, to get this past the line again.
It's a short 3, but it's still 4th and 3.
Yep.
And let's see what they're going to dial up. You've got a new quarterback in. Hasn't thrown a pass this season. It's 4th and 3. You're in good position. I think they're going to keep it on the ground, and I think you're going to see Vanderveer. Hendrian in motion. Nope, Pretzlaff's going to keep it himself, try to make his way around. He finds his way around, makes one man miss, and he's got enough for a first down. So quarterback keeper on that. Brady broke one tackle and then was able to get the yard that they needed, the 3 yards that they needed.
Kind of a dangerous play. When that linebacker came across the line there, I thought he had a shot at him, but he was able to break that tackle.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, you've got a kid the size of a tight end now,
yes,
and it's going to be harder to bring down than, and no offense to Caleb, Caleb would have probably been brought down, just a smaller guy.
Yeah.
A little easier to take down than Brady Pretzlaff, who's probably about 3 inches taller and probably 50 pounds heavier.
At least. So anyway, that play worked out. First down, move the chains, and Blue Devils are looking at 1st and 10.
Ball on the 24-yard line. Gautreau in the backfield. He's going to get the carry. No, Pretzlaff's going to keep it himself. Going to push his way behind Gautreau. Going to get about 3 yards on the carry.
Well, and that works into Coach Shimoniak's game plan where we want 3 to 5 yards to keep things moving. And I think that'll work out well because you can utilize Brady's size, to kind of push through and keep these things in a quarterback keeper and gain the 3 yards that you need.
Sure. So it's going to be a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7, ball on the 21 now. Blue Devils keeping it on the ground so far. No surprises there.
Nope.
Hendrian in as the lone back behind Pretzlaff. I'm sorry,
Hush.
Riley Hush. Hush is going to get it. Again, pounds his way forward. 2, maybe 3 on that. Going to be probably a 3rd and 4.
Wow, they got him marked 5 yards, so they didn't give him that extra yard on the carry there. They're only going to show him 2. So it looks like 3rd and 5, and Gautreau comes back in. Hush wanders out. Plays coming in. Pretzlaff is in the huddle, making the call.
Let's see what they do here.
Well, I would like to see him try and pass the ball. I think it's an opportunity for a pass to see what Brady can do.
3rd and 5, ball on the 19. Brady is going to throw it out, but it's going to be a backwards pass. It's caught, though, by Ty Benzinger. Ty doesn't pick up much, though.
No, it was kind of an awkward screen pass there, So, they kind of rolled, and slung it out towards the sideline. Got it into the hands of number 11. Benzinger then was able to get upfield a little bit, but not as many yards as he would have liked.
Now it's going to bring up a 4th and 5. They're still going to say really no gain on that. One ball is still at the 19. So, and that was essentially a backward pass.
Yeah.
Because Ty was behind Brady, and Brady kind of tossed it out to him. They connected on it, but not much to show for it.
No.
So 4th and 5 for the Blue Devils now. Let's see what they do. Pretzlaff's going to take it. He's going to look downfield. Fires across the middle.
Nope.
Nearly batted away, but it looks like the defender might have had his hands in there, and I think we might be picking up a pass interference call.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me as well, and that would be a bonus for the Blue Devils, to get that extra yardage there and give them a first down, which is going to be really close.
Certainly keeps the drive alive. So we got to keep the drive alive here. So as we give Dave a little more headphone.
There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I kind of lost you there for a little bit. So they got the penalty. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Actually, it's right at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal for the Blue Devils with 4:56 to go, opening quarter. This is their first offensive series after stopping Alpena on downs. So let's see if they can cash it in. Vanderveer, the deep back. Pretzlaff's going to hand it off. And it's going to go to Benzinger. So they tried a little trickeration there. I'm not sure it amounted to a whole hill of beans.
No, it didn't. And I think that with Gavin Freeman being out, with his surgery that he had last week, they're going to tie Benzinger into that sort of scat back position, maybe run him in the slot a little bit, and utilize his size and speed, his quickness that he has. And,
well, the thing that Gavin's got going for him is he's a lot smaller than those offensive linemen. So he's a little bit harder to spot than Ty is as he streaks across. So here we go. 2nd and goal for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 8 after a 1-yard carry or a 1-yard play. Pretzlaff's going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He's trying to make his way around the edge. He does. Going to be a flag down as Austin gets brought down. Ball's on the ground.
It's going the other way.
It's going the other way. Alpena picks it up. Let's find out what the flag is first. It was stripped away from Austin Vanderveer, but I don't know if he was down before it was stripped or what the case was. But there's also a flag on the play that came in early on the play.
Well, it looked almost like a face mask, but no, that Paul. So the penalty was going to go against the Blue Devils. It was declined by the Alpena bench, and that's going to be a turnover.
So they're going to say it's a turnover. Yep. So Vanderveer was stripped of the ball. Alpena recovers. And they're going to get the ball on the 24-yard line. So a defensive stand by the Alpena Wildcats keeps the Blue Devils out of the end zone with 3:58 to go opening quarter. So both teams have stalled on drives.
Yeah, well, the defense is ready to go, and I think we can turn this around and get the ball back. That'd be great.
So Volt's going to hand it up to his fullback, who's going to power his way through for about a 3 to 4 yard gain.
Connor Abraham in there on the tackle, along with Lane Thompson. But he got a fair gain on that one. Almost, 3 yards on that one? Yeah, modest gain.
Yeah, Nicholas Geister on the carry for Alpena. 4-yard carry brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. Our score here is 0-0 with 3:32 to go, opening quarter of this ball game on a beautiful Friday night under the lights here at Gaylord Community Field.
Blue Devils defense needs to stay poised.
Man in motion. Quarterback's going to take. He's going to hand it off to his fullback. He's going to work his way up the middle, maybe gain 2 yards on it.
Vanderveer was right there to wrap him up as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage to take him down for the tackle and reduce the number of yards he could have gotten.
So it brings up a 3rd and 4 for Alpena now. Clock continues down below 3 minutes now in this opening quarter.
Again, the Blue Devils have to stay poised. They have to stay strong, and they have to stay fired up here. You can't take these Wildcats, for granted. They have to play hard.
So let's see what the coaches for the Wildcats dial up. They're going to pass. Volts throws it off to the side, connects with his receiver. That's number 15, Mason Mumford, but he doesn't have enough for a first down. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 2.
Good tackle by number 1, Caleb Onks there, playing that corner position.
Well, now that was a bad spot.
Oh, my gosh.
They moved it a whole yard.
Whoa. Whoa, that's a tough one right there. That was oh, my gosh. Well,
so it's a 1st and 10. He moved it a whole yard, and he only moved about 3 steps.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah,
that was interesting.
Caleb was right there to make that tackle.
So it's a 1st and 10 for Alpena.
Wow.
Interesting spot, but it's a 1st and 10. Quarterback was going to hand it off, and the running back went without him, and so he looked down at the ball and said, I better take off with this. So Ryan Volts doesn't gain anything on it.
37 Gotro was in there to make that tackle. So he jumped right on that, and he was able to stall that out.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10 now. No gain by the quarterback, Ryan Volts, a senior.
Sorry about the drifting scoreboard, but there we go. All right. Okay, 2nd down, 10. Defense needs to keep playing hard.
All right, here we go. 1:33 to go. Opening quarter of the game. Alpena's got a 2nd and 10. Volts is going to pass. Fires it downfield as an open man. It's going to get nearly picked off. And that looks like it was Rylan Borowiak, perhaps?
Yep, that was number 18. That was Borowiak.
So Borowiak had a chance at it. It just hit him in the worst possible spot, the hands.
The coach in the booth next to us hits the desk over there, and it vibrates the camera. Because I was like, what is going on here?
Well, you'll never accuse the Blue Devil coaching staff of not having emotion.
Oh, no. They're passionate. There's no question about that.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for Alpena. Volts has kind of a sidearm sling when he throws it. He's going to pass again. He's got his man. Short completion there.
Good.
He's going to get stopped by number 14, Austin Vanderveer, short of a first down, so it's going to bring up a fourth and about 3.
It was a great job by Austin dropping back into coverage there and then reading the play, seeing it as a screen, and then coming back up and making a tackle there to bring up that fourth down.
So 4th and 3, ball is spotted at about the 43-yard line, just inside the 43. So we'll see what Alpena decides to do. Do they go for it here, or do they punt it away? They, being at midfield, may just decide to go for it.
Well, yeah, there's no reason not to go for it, I think, because they've had. Oh no, they're going to punt.
They're showing punting, but Gaylord's got no one deep.
Yeah, they're going to drop back now. Ty's going back.
All right, so Ty Benzinger, he gets back into position now, prepares to accept the punt. So they're going to take a delay of game here.
Yep.
So it's a delay. Back it up 5.
So this will, if they were thinking of any
fake or anything like that, it takes it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're just go with a punt right now.
Well, maybe they wanted to see if they could get the Blue Devils to jump.
Sure. Yep.
Because if the Blue Devils jumped, they would have gotten a first down.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
So it's 4th and 8, and now they're going to punt it away. Ty is back deep for the Gaylord Blue Devils. They get it off. Nice high punt. Benzinger gets away from it. It's going to take a Wildcat bounce to the 20, and there it'll be downed, and that's where the Blue Devils will come back out on offense. With 25 seconds to go in the opening quarter of this ball game, we're scoreless here at Gaylord Community Field. By the way, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors like Builders First Source, the Builders and Homeowners Source on North Center Street in Gaylord, and 7-Eleven. There's always a fresh cup of coffee and a warm welcome waiting for you at your Gaylord area 7-Eleven on North Center Street in Gaylord. So the Blue Devils come back out on offense. They've got 25 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Let's see what kind of drive they can put together.
The quarters go quickly when the ball stays on the ground like that.
Well, they certainly do. We're just 19 minutes into this ball game. Brady Pretzlaff in at quarterback. Jonathan Ungst in motion. He's going to pitch it back to Austin Vanderveer, trying to make his way around the outside. Does make the corner, picks up maybe 2 to 3 before he's run out of bounds. So not as big of a gain. And, of course, you see them trying to get it outside, which is where I think Vanderveer feels a little more comfortable.
I agree.
But he only picks up 2 on the carry there.
Yeah, and it's tough for him to get outside. The Wildcats, of course, watched film. We know that, Vanderveer is our featured back. He's the guy who's going to get most of the carries. And so they plan for that. When they see that going out there, they're going to stretch it out as far as they can. And they did a nice job. But it was a 2-yard gain. We'll take positive yards anytime we can.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 8. Ball spotted on the 22-yard line for the Blue Devils. Power I formation. They're going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He's going to go between the tackles again. He's going to pick up maybe a yard on that one. Looks more like a rugby scrum.
It does. And, again, the line has to, they don't get blown back by any means, but they need to get downfield and create larger holes and more creases and running opportunities for Vanderveer to get through.
Just got a score update, by the way. The Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals having a tough go of it this season. They trail St. Ignace LaSalle by a score of 14-0 already in the first quarter there. That game in Johannesburg and featured on Eagle 101.5 right now with Gordy Richardson and Jim Hilgendorf on the call. Yeah. After one quarter, we're scoreless here. 0-0, Blue Devils and Wildcats. We'll be right back with your second quarter. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Just about ready to open up the second quarter of this ball game. We're scoreless here at Gaylord Community Field in the game between the Gaylord Blue Devils and the Alpena Wildcats. No surprises in this first quarter, really.
No, not really.
Defensive ball game.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Brian, I think that, it would be nice to see the Blue Devils really stack some points on the board, because I feel like this is a statement game that they need to win, and they need to put it out there that, hey, we're more dynamic than what we are or what we've shown.
All right, well, it could very well be, and here we go. Pretzlaff's going to keep it himself as he goes to his left. Yeah. Picks up 2 before he's brought down, brings it up to about a third, or brings up to a fourth and about 3.
They're going to have to
maybe
do better
4.
than that.
So, yeah, they're going to have to do better than that. You've got to pick up some yardage.
Right.
And as we get into this second quarter, we've yet to see them really, really move the ball. That first series, they were very fortunate to be in Alpena territory and then had the benefit of a pass interference call. So they're going to punt it away. Connor Byram comes in to punt it. Good snap. Good kick.
There we go.
It's going to take a Blue Devil bounce. And it looks like it's going to get down at about the 38-yard line, and that's where Alpena will come out on offense.
That was drifting awful close to Connor Abraham's back shoulder there. I was afraid that was going to kick off at him before he saw that.
That's usually when somebody's out there yelling poison, 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 or some other thing. So,
is this me on the there? Can you hear me all right? Because I'm getting.
I can hear you absolutely fine. Actually, you just turned up my headphones.
Oh. Good. All right.
You need yours up, do you?
Just a little bit. Yeah, it sounds weird.
Weird, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe that's just me.
I'm beginning to think that.
Thank you, Brian.
So 1st and 10 for Alpena. They're going to pass it. Volts throws it. It's got his man. He's going to get wrapped up just shy of the first down marker.
Ty Benzinger on the tackle.
So, I mean, it was good. It was a good little pass play that they did.
Right.
And so that brings it just shy of the first down marker, so it's going to be a 2nd and 1 as Volts connected to his receiver.
Well, so now we've seen Alpena throw the ball a couple times, 1 completion there. So the Blue Devils defense has to stay aware and honor the pass a little bit, and we certainly need to get some pressure on the quarterback, Volts.
So 2nd and 1 for Alpena, quarterback in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to his back. He's going to get enough for the first down and more. Picks up about 4, maybe 5 on the carry, and that'll move the chains.
Keaton Abraham on the tackle there with Gabriel Thompson.
So Alpena able to move the chains. Blue Devils, really, they've been playing a good, clean game on defense. No mental mistakes.
Nope.
Each team has let's see. Gaylord gave up a turnover. So there's 1 turnover in the ball game so far. Volts in shotgun. He's going to pitch it out to his back. Looking for some space. Plenty of white jerseys out there to contain him. Now he shifts and he goes the other way, and he's got some speed. He's on his way past the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and into the end zone goes Caden Budnick. He was contained to the left, shifted gears, and went to the opposite side of the field, and all he had was white jerseys in pursuit.
Yeah, so the Blue Devils defense did a nice job pursuing to the ball, but at that point they may have over-pursued. They didn't have anybody on the backside to protect if he turns back around, and that's where they got caught. Number 6, Gabe Thompson, did a nice job trying to get downfield, taking that long angle of attack to try and cut him off. Just wasn't enough.
So I think we found the guy that Coach Shimoniak was talking about that was faster than everybody else on the field. Caden Budnick scores his touchdown for Alpena. Nobody was catching him.
Nope.
So Alpena comes in for the point after attempt. Let's see what they do here. Looks like number 17, Samuel Cook. It goes up. It goes through. And in the second quarter of play with 9:40 to go before the half, Alpena strikes first. They're up by a score of 7-0. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Dave Boswood and Brian Hollenbaugh here in the second quarter of play with 9:40 to go before the half. Alpena strikes first on a Caden Budnick run. Our score here, 7-0 in favor of the Alpena Wildcats from Gaylord Community Field.
Yeah, they just got caught on the far side with nobody on the back to protect when they were pursuing to the ball. That is unfortunate for the Blue Devils, but now it's time to get the ball back and run a nice series of offensive plays and put one in the end zone for the Blue Devils.
Well, exactly. Nothing will build your confidence better than coming right back and striking and scoring. So here we go. Kickoff. Going to be a squib kick. Likely not going to. It's going to go out of bounds, and there goes the yellow hanky, and so that's going to move the ball up in favor of the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils will come out and have decent field position on offense.
I don't know why that thing moves so much.
Oh, your scoreboard cam?
Yep. Jumps around on me a little bit.
Would you like me to play the drums on the countertop?
Please do.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to it. 1st and 10 Blue Devils. All right, here we go. Opportunity to do something great, Brian.
It is certainly an opportunity for the Blue Devils to do something great. So ball spotted on the 35-yard line. Sophomore Brady Pretzlaff in at quarterback this entire game. 3 backs behind him. Let's see where the Blue Devils decide to go with this one. Off to Austin Vanderveer. He goes between the tackles, going to get wrapped up after about a 2-yard gain. So it just seems like the defensive and the offensive lines of these two teams are fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that now it's going to be a test of wills to see who wants it more, who's going to put out a little bit more and get the job done. Unfortunately, right now, the advantage goes to Alpena with that score on the scoreboard. The Blue Devils have an opportunity, though.
Well, and I think they got a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
They've got a little bit more defensive speed. Gaylord's played a really good defensive game with the exception of the one busted play.
Sure.
But you got to give kudos where they deserved, and that's on the running back from Alpena. So Pretzlaff's going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He, again, is going to stick his helmet down. And again, it's that play where he has no forward momentum. And then he just goes right into the middle of a scrum.
And he gets some yards, but again, the thing that makes me always nervous about those plays over and over is ball security, right? When you get in those scrums like that, there's hands all over the place.
Well, we've seen that with one turnover already tonight down in the red zone earlier in the ball game. It's 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
And if you're averaging 2 to 3 yards a carry, 3rd and 5 is a nemesis for you. It's
Sure.
not something that you go, yeah, we can get this. No, you haven't proved that you can get this yet. No. You haven't established yourself yet. And so that's the tough thing here. So let's see what they do with 3rd and 5, which is, so far in this ball game, is a distance. I think they're going to think about it. Delay of game. So let's call it 3rd and 9 now. So that's another thing. You've got a quarterback that hasn't been a starting quarterback this season. And of course, we saw this early in the season. Caleb would lose track of where he was on the field with the clock. And then the clock would run out, and we'd get a delay of game. Brady just got his first delay of game.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about and a lot of things to look at. And, you've got the referee in the back there, the back judge, who's counting it down for you to let you know. But if you're not looking for that, you're not paying attention, you're not going to get the snap off.
So let's see what they do now here with 3rd and 9. Brady's going to throw it downfield, fires it, lofts up in the air, and it's going to get picked off, and there's nobody to take him down. He crosses the 40. Finally, Austin Vanderveer knocks him out at the 38, and that was just about the defender getting better position on the receiver, and then the receiver not reacting quick enough to bat it down.
Yeah, we did draw some flag here. I'm not sure what that was about. It was looked like a hit against number 11, Ty Benzinger, but I'm not sure what the call is going to be just yet. They haven't made no indication. But, yeah, so that was a mistake. The pass was good. I mean, as far as the way it looked, it just wasn't far enough. He didn't lead the receiver.
It was going to be short, and so basically the receiver and the defender had stopped, and we're waiting for the ball to come down. And that's a tough one.
Sure.
All of a sudden, the receiver needs to recognize, hey, I'm a defender now.
Yeah.
The guy's got better position on me, but instead that time the receiver just kind of froze.
Right.
Didn't judge it right. The defender was in prime position, came down with the ball, went down the sideline because he already had a 2-step lead on the receiver. But that's going to back up Alpena now.
Yes.
So Alpena gets backed up on the penalty. It's going to bring them back down to the 40-yard line, back inside their own territory. So a pretty lofty penalty there, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to bring them back quite a ways into the Blue Devil territory, but
it's still a
turnover. The turnover stands.
That's 2 turnovers in favor of Alpena, with Gaylord having none so far in this ball game.
Yep.
So Alpena's got a 1st and 10, ball on their own 40. Volt's going to hand it off. Up the middle goes the back, Budnick.
Yeah, and he is quick. If he gets into the open field, he's going to be gone. Number 6, Thompson on the tackle there along with Vanderveer.
So Budnick kicks up about, let's call it 7-yard carry on that one. Brings up a 2nd and 3 with the ball on the 47-yard line.
Blue Devils defense needs to get fired up. They have to be playing really tough, especially on the inside there, and not let Budnick get through the middle.
So here we go. We were just talking about the Blue Devils and what's manageable and what's not. Well, with Alpena, 3 yards is manageable for them.
Yes.
They're going to hand it off again to Budnick. He makes one-man miss, goes right up the middle, sticks his helmet down, gains the 1st down and about 8 on top of it.
Yes, he did. That's unfortunate for the Blue Devils. He came right through the middle there, just like we were just mentioning.
Well, he's what coaches like to see. He's a running back that never stops his legs, and he goes north-south. There is no running east-west. He doesn't try to lengthen out the field.
Nope.
He puts his head down, goes right up the middle, and his legs keep driving because the Blue Devils had him around the waist, and the kid just kept driving his legs, broke that tackle, and gained another 8 on top of it.
Yeah, first contact was by Gotro, their number 37. He just couldn't hold on.
1st and 10 for Alpena now in Blue Devil territory. They're going to hand it off to the up back, number 12.
There you go.
Nicholas Geister gets it. He gets wrapped up by a host of Blue Devils.
69 and 55 on that tackle. That's going to be Thompson and Abraham again. That one goes for, looks like a yard loss.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss on the carry, bringing up a 2nd and 11, ball spotted at the 42-yard line with 6:21 to go before the half. Alpena with a 7-0 lead over the Gaylord Blue Devils. So let's see what happens. Quarterback has been in shotgun all game. He's going to hand it off to Budnick. Right up the middle. Nobody touched him. Still on his feet. One man to beat. And he gets wrapped up there. Fortunately, Ty Benziger caught his shoe and took him down. Otherwise, Budnick was on his way for another score.
Yeah, they had a good block right up front, separated him out a little bit, and then he was gone. And that's where those linebackers have to stay home, pay attention, watch for him, and fill really, really quickly.
The running back's got football speed.
Yes.
Very quick on the football field. I don't know how quick he is, in a 100-yard straight line. But on a football field, he's got football speed, and he's clearly the fastest guy in the field out there tonight.
Good job by Benzinger to stay home, though, and make that tackle.
1st and 10 for Alpena. They're going to hand it off again. Back breaks a tackle, finds his way out, does a stiff arm. Finally gets brought out at about the 15-yard line. Maybe that's a 10-yard carry there. Let's see if they give it a 1st down or if they're going to say it's going to be a little bit short.
Borowiak and Pretzloff on the tackle there, down by the sideline.
So they give it a 1st down, so it was exactly 10 yards on the carry by number 12, Nicholas Geister. And that's going to move the chains. And that's going to put the ball on the 15-yard line. Alpena gets a new set of downs, 1st and 10 with 5:26 to go before the half. And this is a spot of the ball game where the Blue Devils historically have let their guard down.
Sure.
I mean, last week against Cadillac, it was 6-0 with 2 minutes to go in the ball game, and then all of a sudden, Cadillac blew the door open.
Right, and we're hoping to see the defense stand up here, and they've done a really good job all season long. I'm surprised they're not hammering the Wildcats a little bit more than what they have. Looks like a timeout.
So we got another timeout on the field. This time, it'll be Alpena taking a timeout. We'll keep it here and talk a little bit about some of our sponsors, like Feeney Ford. Your certified Ford headquarters for Northern Michigan is at Feeney Ford in Grayling. And Johnson Propane. While the game heats up, Johnson Propane is heating your home. And, of course, our good friends from the Javetsky Agency, Mimic Insurance. Give Neil a call for a quote at 989-731-5060. That's serving your educational community's auto, home, and umbrella needs. The Javetsky Agency of Mimic Insurance. So with 5:26 to go before the half, Gaylord trails by a score of 7-0. Alpena driving. They've taken a timeout now to kind of talk it over. Ball is on the 15-yard line right now. Alpena would love to get a score here in the half. Gaylord would love to get a stop. In fact, quite frankly, needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's no question. The defense has to stand up now and establish themselves as a dominant force on the football field by denying a touchdown at this point.
So here we go. Coaches have talked it over. Plays have been called. Defense is rested. Time for the defense to stiffen up for the Gaylord Blue Devils. Volt's in shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Budnick. Budnick works his way right up the middle to the 10-yard line, a 5-yard pickup for the Wildcats.
So that 5 yards is 5 too many, right? They can't set themselves up for a 3rd and 2 or a 4 and 1 because they will go for it.
This doesn't look like a team that hasn't won a ball game this season. They're not playing like a team that hasn't won a ball game. No. They're playing like a team that's on a mission.
Yes.
They're going to win a ball game is what they want to do.
Yeah.
And they want it in the worst kind of way.
Well, and Gaylord needs to have a chip on their shoulder as well and deny that.
So it's going to get wrapped up there. Quarterback hands it off to his back. He's going to get just wrapped up and taken down.
Gotro 37-55, Connor Abraham on the tackle in the backfield there. So that was good. That's what we need to see, and we need to see that in every single play. And, I know the coach talked about in the pregame, they say we're not trying to take them seriously, but, high school kids are high school kids, right? They're thinking 0-5, we'll go in here and maybe walk through this a little bit, get a win, and move forward. But that's not the case. The Wildcats don't believe that, and the Blue Devils need to not believe that as well.
3rd and 8, ball on the 13. Alpena going to hand it off to number 30. He's going to squirt up the middle. Does Jason Smolinski. Picks up a couple of yards on that. Going to bring up a 4th and long for Alpena.
So this is where we needed to see the defense stand up. They did. 34 Hush was in on that tackle there from his linebacker spot. Well, I guess we'll find out. I assume they're going to go for the field goal.
They are going to go for the field goal. So the field goal kicker has come out, Samuel Cook. He comes out, made his first point after attempt, comes out to attempt a field goal. Ball spotted on the 11-yard line. Nothing close to the 66-yarder that the Lions got beat by.
Oh, let's not even start talking about that mess.
And it's going to get backed up.
Good.
So a delay of game is going to back it up 5, but that might just be okay for this kicker.
Well, and maybe that's what he needs is a little more distance. Not usually the case, but that's okay. He may not mind. But it's I think
a couple of years ago, Petoskey had a really good kicker, I think.
Yes, yeah. I cannot. It starts with a K. I can't remember his name right now. I watched him right here from this spot kick a 54-yard field goal, without any hesitation or problem. And he was a sophomore and tied the Blue Devils varsity record for field goal. That was amazing.
So here we go. Ball now spotted on the 21. It's down. It's up. It's going to be no good. He needed those extra yards. So he goes wide to the right. And so a break for the Blue Devils as the Wildcats can't get the field goal. Our score is still 7-0. Blue Devils trail. But now you got 3 minutes, 17 seconds to work with.
Sure.
Chew up the clock, but you got to move it down. You've got to have a sustained drive. Get it down, even if you just walk off the field with a field goal before the half.
Sure. Yeah, you want to put points on the board in this last 3-ish minutes that we have available to us.
Well, if you think about it, they haven't scored now in 5 quarters.
Correct. Yep. Time to put some points on the board, Brian.
All right, so Caleb Ungst is in at quarterback now. Benzinger in motion. They're going to give him the jet sweep. Ty's going to make one man miss. He's going to get wrapped up and brought down. No gain on that. Just those jet sweeps, if they don't materialize quick enough, they're going nowhere. Because all you've done is you've just stretched out the field.
Yes, exactly.
You're not going north-south.
No, the jet sweep works if you have, additional blocking and a dominant line that can just run people over and open up that space.
And you've got pure speed.
And you have to have a really, really fast back. Yep. That can just close that gap right away. And Ty's running as fast as he can, and he's not slow, but he doesn't have that acceleration that we need to get that jet sweep.
He doesn't have the breakaway speed on that,
no.
the quick acceleration. So Caleb Ungst going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He's going to put the ball on the ground. Alpena thinks they have it, and they do with 2:31 to go. Ball goes on the ground. Alpena, that's the 3rd turnover of the ball game in favor of the Wildcats.
Yeah, and this is just not at all what Coach had planned tonight.
No.
Just saying.
No, definitely not what he had planned tonight. So
call me Captain Obvious on that one, but I'm telling you, this is not how it was drawn up. And that's where when we play these ground and pound runs, we have to have extreme ball security.
So Alpena comes out. They're going to hand it off to Budnick. He's going to get wrapped up right behind the line of scrimmage. In fact, in there was number 34, Riley Hush, and he was not going to let go of Budnick's waist.
No.
And finally, some teammates helped bring him down. So not much of a gain there for Alpena. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. In fact, no gain on it. Ball still spotted on the 17-yard line. But Alpena's in really good position here.
Sure.
2 minutes to go before the half. You could chew up the clock, and you can wait and try to make a big play, or you just keep chipping away at it. Budnick has been successful at finding holes in the offensive line. So now they got the pistol formation. Volt's in shotgun. Going to pitch it out to Budnick. He makes one. Nope, he's going to get wrapped up again.
6.
Nice tackle there by number 6, which should be Gabriel Thompson.
So, the defense, I think, can hold. They've done a nice job. They're going to get a little wore out of doing this over and over. But they can hold, and at the very least, hold them to another field goal attempt. That would actually be kind of a win on that turnover.
Certainly. But you've got to be aware of the big play. You can't give up the big play.
Which is the attempt right now.
So here we go. Alpena's got one man wide to the left. Quarterback's going to pitch it. And a big play there went to number 24, Christian Wickland. A little bit of a wrinkle there where the tight end pulls off the formation, comes out, gets a little pitch, goes right to the middle of the line, and he picks up a number of yards. It's going to bring it down to a 4th and 2 now for Alpena. Under a minute to go with 49 seconds before the half.
They're feeling confident. They're going for it.
4th and 2. They're going to go for it. Quarterback going to take it. He's going to hand it off to Budnick. He's looking for a hole. Has his 2 yards, and he has his first down.
So they're just going to keep hammering away here and try and get this into the end zone before the half.
So it moves the ball down to the 4-yard line, and that's going to make it a 1st and goal just inside the 5 with 32 ticks to go before the half. Alpena has a 7-0 lead, and they're knocking on the door again.
Yep, they just call a timeout. They're going to take a break, talk it over, and decide what they're going to do to try and put this into the end zone. The defense is going to have to do their job and at the very least keep it out of the end zone and let this thing run down to the half so they can regroup.
Well, you're absolutely right. They're going to need to make some adjustments there. And, the defense has played solid. Turnovers have been a big stickler in this. Gaylord has 3 turnovers. Alpena has none.
Well, they mixed it up a lot last week. I haven't seen number 24, Jaden Henry, in there running the ball yet. I hope that he gets an opportunity in the second half. I'm not sure if he's hurt or if there's something else going on. Not sure, but I haven't seen him in there, and he did make a difference last week.
Absolutely. So the Blue Devil defense is on their heels on this one. Alpena's got a 1st and goal from the 5. They got 32 seconds to work with and a 7-0 lead. First half of play in this ball game.
And one more timeout.
So another timeout. So coaches want to talk this one over. And we'll see what happens there. But, what do you do at halftime, Dave? What are the adjustments you need to make? You've got an offense that presumably is going to go without 6 quarters without scoring any points.
You got to convince these guys that they're in this game and that they have to get fired up a little bit, right? They have to get out there and play with some energy and some conviction.
Volt's looking in the end zone, fires to the end zone. It gets picked off.
Yep, they're going the other way.
It's going to be Jonathan Ungst. With the interception, he brings it back to the 25-yard line, and a big break for the Gaylord Blue Devil defense.
There you go, John Ongst. He's been waiting that. He's had a couple of interceptions this year. Nice return on that. He kind of ran down, waited for a block. Gabe Thompson gave a nice little block. He cut up and got another 4 or 5 yards.
He made up for the one where he allowed an interception to have. He takes one back. So that's the first turnover of the ball game for Alpena, and it comes at the perfect time for the Blue Devil defense. And that kills that Alpena drive. 24 seconds to go before the half. Blue Devils need to make something happen and make it happen quick.
And Blue Devils have 3 timeouts, so we'll see what happens if they use those or just let it wind and try and get some points on the board. I think they're going to go for it a couple times.
Well, they're going to have to move it a little quicker. You can't do dink and dunk 2 and 3 yard carries with 24 seconds to go, and you're 80 yards away from an end zone.
Right.
So let's see. So now they've got Brady Pretzloff in at fullback, and Pretzloff's just going to take a knee. Or I'm sorry, Caleb Unks is going to take a knee, and we're going to go in at halftime with a score of 7-0, which is manageable.
Sure.
Provided you can find some offense.
Yes. And that's what they're going to have to do once they wind this clock down. Go in and well, of course, we'll talk about it here at the halftime show, but they have to inspire one another and come out here ready to play some serious ball.
It is halftime here at Gaylord Community Stadium. Our score, Alpena 7, the Gaylord Blue Devils 0. We'll be right back with some thoughts. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Smith Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. Prefer to shop online? Try SmithCampGaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Smith Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at SmithCamp.com.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Field, and it's homecoming. We got a big crowd out there, and they'll have some homecoming festivities going on a little longer halftime, Dave, and we've got plenty of time to talk. And, Dave, first half, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are they started out really fired up. They looked like they were ready to play some football. They were making their way down the field pretty well, and then they got into a situation where they turned it over, and then they kind of deflated just a little bit. They didn't have that same spark or drive or energy that they started out with, and then it's just kind of been back and forth. I think we've they played a pretty decent game, a safe game, but at this point it's time to start really firing up and taking some risks and getting that ball moving forward. Trying to stay with the game plan, staying inside the tackles, and maybe trying to get those shots to the outside just are not working because they have no reason to honor the pass. Right? We've thrown the ball a few times. Not very successfulely. So as far as the Alpena defense is concerned, we're not that worried about it, right? We're not going to play tight coverage. We're going to play some soft zone coverage, defensively with a safety and a corner back there, and then just put everybody else up front and guard the run. And so the Blue Devils, in turn, have to find a way to get a man open and get them to honor the pass, to loosen things up inside so they can continue to run the ball the way they like to.
Well, the other thing they're going to need to do is hold on to the ball.
Well, yeah.
I mean, 2 fumbles as well as an interception so far that have gone against the Blue Devils.
Yes.
So that's not a good thing at all. And that really has put their defense in an awkward situation because the defense has spent a lot of time out on the field. Alpena has done incredibly well with their ball control and basically just chewing up the clock in this first half.
Yep. And that's really all it's amounted to. So, in the halftime visit, I think, it's going to be all about, guys, focus on your job, do your job correctly, hold on to the ball, and let's, get fired up here. We've got to, re-inspire these guys and not think because Alpena comes in 0-5 that there's going to be a cakewalk, because there certainly is not. Like you said, they're not playing like a team that hasn't won a game.
Well, as we talk about 3 phases of football.
Yep.
You have offense, defense, and special teams. Defense, been really solid this entire game.
Yes.
Special teams, a marked improvement over last week. So what do we need to see improved? It's offense.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's clearly down to offense. If you can't get your offense going, you're never going to win a ball game.
Nope.
This game could finish 7-0. The defense could play brilliantly for the rest of this game, and you're going to lose.
Absolutely.
So you've got to get something going on offense without getting too wild and crazy and making mistakes, because 3 turnovers. Now, granted, the Blue Devils did eventually get 1 turnover back in their favor.
Yep.
But if you get too many turnovers, you're never going to win that ball game.
No, sir, you are not. And again, I think the offense has the weapons. We don't have the speed that you might see from Alpena and maybe somebody else, but we have strong runners available. We have some decent blocking up front. We could be a little better up front, a little more crisp. But I think that you do away with the jet sweep unless you're trying to use it as some kind of a setup or position play, which I don't think we need. We need to be north and south, get the ball downfield, and get as many possible yards as we can get each time we have the ball.
Absolutely. And, of course, we'll see what those adjustments are going to be when we come back with the second half. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We've got an extra long halftime show going on here because it's homecoming as they announce the players and their parents, and, you know, they're coming out onto the field. And there's been floats out there, so I assume there's a parade earlier, Dave. And,
Yep, there sure was,
You guys get involved in all the school festivities, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we try to stay as active as we can with the different things that are going on within the school community. It's a lot of fun. It's always interesting to see what the kids come up with their ideas, and they have some winter sports themed things going on. In fact, one of our friends, Luke Ely, was Santa Claus tonight for one of the floats. I believe that's the junior float. So he got to run around in the parade today as Santa Claus, which was kind of nice.
Absolutely. Well, one of the good things about being married to the choir director, her job is over with after the national anthem.
There you go.
So my wife has already contributed her part so far in homecoming. And, of course, we've got all the parents and the kids coming out throughout this. We're going to take a pause. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about Saturday football, and then we'll talk again about the second half and what needs to occur of this ball game. It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Stadium. Our score, Alpena 7, the Gaylord Blue Devils nothing. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Gaylord Community School Stadium, and the Gaylord Blue Devils trail the Alpena Wildcats by a score of 7-0. Dave Boswood and Brian Hollenbaugh on the call of tonight's game, and well, it's been a defensive ball game. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. We're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of the college football season. I'm a little surprised that Iowa comes into this weekend ranked number 5. So they've got Maryland And I believe that ball game might even be tonight. Iowa, Maryland.
Yeah, I think you are correct on that, Brian. And, yeah, I'm kind of surprised they are, too. But you know what? Good for them.
Well, it took everything for them to win a couple of weeks ago, and yet they're still number 5 in the country. They're higher ranked than any other Big Ten team.
Which is interesting. But,
it's early in the season. And by the way, that Maryland team is scary good, though.
Right.
They're fast. And you got the younger Tagovailoa brother that's the quarterback for Maryland now. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see an upset from Maryland over Iowa, although I think the Hawkeyes probably are a better, well-rounded team and have a solid defense.
They do have a solid defense, and it's going to be tough. But you're right, Maryland comes out there, and it could really kind of upset the rankings a little bit. Maryland puts it on Iowa and changes things up. And I'd like to see, honestly, that win there. I like Maryland. I really think they're a good team. I think they're exciting to watch, and they're fun to be around as far as watching them on the team. And I always mess up the name. Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa?
Yeah, Tagovailoa. He's fun to watch, man.
Yeah. He's actually more exciting than his brother is. His brother might have the better natural talents, but the younger brother is exciting to watch, certainly. Here's another interesting game, and this is going to be one to find out what Cincinnati is made of. Cincinnati comes into tomorrow's game ranked 7th in the country, and they're facing a 9th-ranked Notre Dame team that it was close in the first half with Wisconsin, and then they just opened up the doors and they just shut the doors really fast on Wisconsin and just ran away with the ball game. So you got 7 versus 9, pretty exciting. I'm not convinced that Cincinnati is all that.
No, I guess we'll find out this weekend. But I have to agree with you on that one. When I watched the last time I watched, they didn't look that impressive. They weren't as energetic. They weren't as stout as what I had expected from.
They do start sluggish.
Yeah.
They've got a very talented quarterback with Desmond Ridder.
Sure.
And I would love to see Cincinnati knock off Notre Dame.
Sure.
I would love that, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think, and it's weird when you call number 9 over number 7 an upset. I really don't think it's an upset, but I think Notre Dame.
I was surprised to see Notre Dame win as well as they did. I mean, that was a game.
They played.
That was crazy.
Well, it was a very close game in the first half against Wisconsin, and then Notre Dame just blew the doors open.
Yeah, I really didn't see it being that much of a mismatch, and
we'll
Brian
talk
Kelly
about.
Just went crazy over there.
Yeah, and of course he is now the winningest coach in Notre Dame history.
I know. Sorry, Newt, you're going to take a back seat, 106 to 105, and still counting.
And to think Brian Kelly got his head coaching start at Grand Valley State right here in Michigan.
Yep.
So, number 12, Ole Miss heads to Tuscaloosa to face Alabama. It's Lane Kiffin against his old mentor, Nick Saban. It happens often, and usually, Nick wins.
Well, that's where the record stands, right? I mean, he's got a lot of wins against his former assistant coaches, all the way around. But man, I like Lane Kiffin. I would like to see that upset more than anything for a lot of different reasons. You can't take anything away from Nick Saban. He's a great coach, no question about it. But come on, we've seen a couple of different college football dynasty changes from Bear Bryant to Nick Saban, right? And of course now Brian Kelly and Newt Rockne. I'm like, I just never thought I would see something like that in my lifetime.
Yeah, but did you think that Clemson would be barely holding on to number 25?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So, I think Alabama's going to win this, but Ole Miss is a fun team to watch, and they got a great quarterback with Matt Corral as well.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Number 21 Baylor against number 19 Okie State. I know you don't like the Pokes.
No, I don't. They surprised me last week, to be honest. They did.
I picked them. See?
Yeah, I know. But I'm
going to pick them tomorrow too over Baylor.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not. You're going to pick Baylor.
No, Baylor. The Bears go.
All right. Well, let's get into your alma mater, Western Michigan University.
Go Broncos.
They'll be heading to Buffalo to face the Buffalo Bulls.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, because last week's, head coach Lester was off with COVID protocol. I think he's probably still going to be absent this week, depending on the outcome.
Well, they're 3-1, and their only loss has been to the Wolverines.
Exactly. So I think they're okay, and I like where they're headed. I think they're going to be, certainly, making a statement within the MAC, and I like, looking forward to the Central Michigan versus Western Michigan game, coming up later in the season. But I think that Western Michigan, puts it on Buffalo.
I think so as well. Now, Eastern Michigan, who's also 3-1, they head down to Illinois to face Northern Illinois, and that should be a great game. Northern Illinois, maybe cocky when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And I think Eastern Michigan, who has played well. They took on, I think was it an SEC school?
Yes.
And got clobbered.
Yes.
But that's to be expected. So I think maybe Eastern Michigan is a pretty good team, and they're going to be going into Northern Illinois, a team that Michigan handled handily.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Eastern pulls that game off as well.
And then Central Michigan, now they're 2-2, but that's misleading because
Sure.
Central Michigan, their two losses were both to SEC teams, Mizzou and LSU. So this Central Michigan team could be very, very good, and they're facing Miami of Ohio. So I think we're going to find out what kind of team Central's going to be in the MAC with how they handle Miami tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think the chips are fired up. I think they're going to be just fine when they play Miami.
Number 17, Michigan State. They're hosting Western Kentucky tomorrow night. Now, Western Kentucky is a ball club that throws for 400 yards in the air. The defensive backs of Michigan State are going to get challenged a lot, but I think it's going to boil down to talent, and MSU clearly has more talent than Western Kentucky.
Yeah, I think they might get a game out of this. I think Michigan State's going to have to.
Well, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, they're going to have to play. There's no question. But I think, like you said, when it comes down to the wire, it comes down to talent. MSU, Sparty is going to, take that one as a W.
Well, and Peyton Thorne, their quarterback, has been playing incredibly well.
Yeah.
And then finally, number 14, Michigan, heading up to Camp Randall Stadium to face a 1-2 Wisconsin team. And I just think that the Badgers are going to be angry, and they're going to be in their home stadium. And I think this game, I just don't feel good about this one.
Well, I think this is when the Badgers turn into honey badgers, and you know what honey badgers don't do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's going to be a tough game for the Wolverines.
Well, the Wolverines, it was a tale of two halves last week. They looked great in the first half against Rutgers, and then their offense could do nothing.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, speaking of offenses that haven't been able to generate a lot, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about this Blue Devil offense and what they need to do to pull this game out. And I'm sure that's what the conversation has been in the locker room in this halftime. Of course, it's homecoming here at Gaylord, so a longer half than normal is what we've got. But we've got a second half of football coming your way. We're going to take a pause. Again, halftime here, our score Alpena 7, Gaylord 0. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snuff Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. Prefer to shop online? Try snuffcampgaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Snuff Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at snuffcamp.com.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks, Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's still halftime here at Gaylord Community Stadium, where our score, Alpena 7, the Gaylord Blue Devils 0. It's a long halftime because it's homecoming, Dave. And have you run into lots of people, as you were coming into the stadium tonight?
Yeah, I saw a few people that I haven't seen in a number of years. It was kind of nice to visit with them a little bit on the way up. Homecoming is always a nice opportunity for folks to come back and see old friends and kind of visit and tailgate and hang out a little bit. It's always much nicer if the home team gets a win. So we'll work on that part of it. But either way, it's always a good place to visit.
I bet I haven't been to a homecoming at my school in probably well over 25 years. I used to go every couple of years or whatever. If I was back in town, I'd try to time it out with homecoming. Right. But it's been so long. But yet, my hometown is in the top 5 in their division in football for the first time in history.
Well, so have they had their homecoming yet? Because it might be the time to go.
It could be, but no, I got to work here.
Well, I know.
So Little Jonesville down in Hillsdale County, and by the way, there's a great matchup that's going to be coming up in a few weeks down there. Hudson. And if for anybody was a high school football fan in the late 70s into the early 80s, Hudson at one point in time had the national consecutive win streak in the country. Now, that's been since shattered by Concord de La Salle in California. But at one point in time, I think Hudson was 72 consecutive games that they won as a program. They're back on top again with the number 1 team in the state in their division. With a little town about 7 miles north called Addison, number 2.
Wow, that's crazy. That's good stuff.
That's going to be amazing.
Well, good for them. Well, and we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, but, we could have a pretty interesting matchup if we get through this one tonight towards the end, with Claire. So, hopefully that goes the right direction.
Well, I mean, right now for the Blue Devils, they have to get through this game. There's no thoughts of postseason if you lose this game.
Absolutely.
There's absolutely no chance they're going to get into it if you lose this game. You have to, as Jim Valvano, the old North Carolina State basketball coach would say, survive and advance.
Yes.
So in this case, the Blue Devils need to survive this ball game. They trail right now 7-0. And by the way, Alpena does not look like an 0-5 team coming in here tonight. They look every bit of a team that is equally as good as Gaylord, and perhaps maybe it was a scheduling thing. They face tougher teams early on. They still have a tough schedule to go to.
They sure do. But they're playing with intensity because they have a chip on their shoulder, right? They're a team that has something to prove to their community and to themselves. And Gaylord also has to have a chip on their shoulder and play with the ferocity that they did not play with necessarily in the first half. I think they've got that within them because we saw it at the end of the game last week, So if they come back out here and start playing with the energy and the intensity that they need, to move the ball offensively. Defense is doing all right. They're holding their own. They're making plays when they need to. Yeah, they messed up once there. It was a broken play. They went the other way. They didn't. They had great pursuit to the ball. Unfortunately, the ball carrier kicked it out the other direction and was able to get downfield. But he's got speed.
Well, now, we'll let Roger do his thing.
Letting us know the team's back on the field.
And, this Alpena team was handled by Petoskey earlier in the season. And yet that's the same Petoskey team that the Gaylord Blue Devils beat a couple of weeks ago. So, maybe Alpena is now putting it together, and maybe they just didn't have it together early on in the season.
Sure.
But the Blue Devils have not done anything on offense in 6 consecutive quarters.
No, and I think that there's a combination of things going on there. All right, see you, Garrett. Thank you. So we have the Alpena Wildcats getting better each week, right? We have the Blue Devils getting better each week as well. But then they come in tonight thinking, you know what? Because, again, they're high school kids, and maybe they're thinking, hey, we beat Petoskey. Petoskey beat Alpena. We should come in here and just, blow this thing up. They're not. And so they need to get that out of their heads, and that's a tough thing to keep kids focused on is, hey, let's not think about this as an 0-5 team. Let's think about this as the team that we have to beat to meet our goal, which is to that W tonight and then to advance. And you're absolutely right. Survive and advance. They need to get something going on offense.
Absolutely.
Right now.
And right now they have shown nothing on offense. And those 3 turnovers hurt as well.
Sure.
So they put the ball on the ground twice and they're throwing an interception.
Well, they'll get to let us know right away because they did, win the coin toss. They deferred, so we get the football coming out of the second half here, coming into the second half.
And we do have a second half of football coming up in just a matter of minutes. Our score here, Alpena 7, Gaylord 0. Stay tuned for the second half of football. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Well, the Gaylord Blue Devils trot out on the field as we get ready to open up this second half of play. They trailed the Alpena Wildcats by a score of 7-0. Good evening. Dave Boswood along with Brian Hollenbaugh calling all the action tonight. And, of course, if you're tuning in where we're showing the video, you can see Alpena in the dark uniforms, Gaylord in their white uniforms. Homecoming festivities are over. Now we got a serious second half of football ahead, Dave.
Yes, we do. And the number 14 ended up being the homecoming king tonight, Austin Vanderveer. So he's back out on the field and hoping to bring a royal win to his team.
So Connor Abraham actually recovers the kickoff. It was a squib kick. He probably wasn't accustomed to getting one of those, and he scoops it up and does about a 5-yard return on it. So the Blue Devils will come out with the ball's going to be spotted on around the 40-yard line.
No, but he does have a couple of defensive touchdowns under his belt for the last couple of years. He's had at least one over the last 2 years, and so he's handled the ball a few times and knows how to protect it. But that was good. Decent field position for the Blue Devils coming out on offense.
So let's see what they do. They're going to come out with Caleb Ungst in at quarterback now. So they went for about a quarter and a half with Brady Pretzlaff before putting Caleb back in at quarterback. Now he's in over center. They're going to hand it off to Ty Benzinger. He's going to squirt his way through a hole and pick up about 3 yards on the carry, maybe 4.
Good run by Ty. They weren't really, I guess, ready for Ty to squirt through there like you talked about. He got some positive yards, and it's off to a positive start in the second half for the Blue Devils.
So Ty comes off. In comes Austin Vanderveer after a 4-yard pickup by Ty Benzinger on the carry. Ball spotted now at the 44-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Blue Devils. Ungst over center. Gautreau is the lone back. Vanderveer going to go in motion. Sets up with that little side step. Ball on the ground again. That's the third time Austin has put the ball on the ground in this game. But this time, Ungst wisely fell on the ball, and the Blue Devils maintained it. So Austin's got to have a little better ball control.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. He's usually pretty darn sure-handed. He's taking his gloves off now and going to throw those to the ground. Maybe it's the gloves, maybe it's not. I don't know. But whatever it takes.
It's in the psyche now.
Yeah, it is. He needs to hold on to the ball. That does not do us any favors. We had some positive yards, and then we kind of lost a couple there.
So it brings up a 3rd and 9 now. Gautreau, the only back. They're going to hand it off to Braden. He's going to go right up the middle and go nowhere.
So this inside the tackle scheme just is not going to work for some of the reasons we talked about. There's no reason to not put 8 guys in a box there and hold it down right up the middle.
Yeah, you're not dominating the line.
No.
Not at all.
No.
And that makes it tough because then, the defense goes, okay, great, they're just going to keep running it at me. I'm just going to keep filling these holes.
Sure, and to come out with the ball in the second half, and go 3 and out is not what you want to do, but that's what we've done here. So, Connor Byram's going to,
So
set up
Connor
the punt.
Byram comes out to punt it. Good snap. Good punt. One lone Wildcat back there. He's not going to return it. It's going to keep rolling. It's going to take a Blue Devil roll down to about the 13-yard line, and that's where Alpena will come out on offense to open this second half.
Yeah, and this is again, it's an opportunity for the defense to get in there and maintain the scoreboard where it's at 7-0. Maybe get a turnover, maybe get the offense back on the field down there. But we can't continue to rely on only the defense to do their job. The offense has to put points on the board.
Well, and so far the offense really just hasn't had a spark. We haven't seen a spark in this offense in quite some time. Not at all against Cadillac. None so far in this ball game. You'd have to go back a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So man in motion. Volt's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to his fullback. Goes right up the middle. Nice carry across the 15 to about the 17-yard line.
Gabe Thompson and Keaton Abraham on the stop.
Geister on the carry for the Wildcats brings up a second. And let's see. I'm going to say about a 7. Yep, second and 7 now.
Showing. Yep.
So second out and 7. Ball spotted on the 17-yard line. Alpena deep in their own territory. Blue Devils defense needs to force a turnover. Volt's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Budnick. Budnick scoots his way around, and it's hello, Mr. Abraham. Connor Abraham on the tackle there. He just ran right into him, and Connor stuck him to the ground.
Yeah, Connor was not giving up any space on that one. He was going to make a decisive tackle, and he did, and put him down on the ground.
He stayed home for that one.
Yeah, he was. He didn't get fooled by anybody.
It brings up a 3rd and 7. The ball on the 16-yard line now for Alpena. A big defensive play here for the Blue Devils. Volt's in shotgun. Pistol formation. He's going to pass it. Rolls out, finds Burdick. Burdick's going to get wrapped up by a couple of Blue Devils. Only gained about 2, maybe 3 on that one. It's going to bring up a 4th and long. Connor Abraham again in on the tackle.
Connor's fired up. Number 82, Cole Dexter, was in on that tackle as well.
Well, this is where the seniors really need to take the lead on this.
Yeah.
This is their homecoming. This is their senior year. This is their opportunity. They understand Alpena is a rival. Yes, you beat Petoskey, your big rival, and that's bragging rights and everything else. But you got to beat Alpena too.
Every one of these games is your senior year is the last game that you're going to play, right? Your last homecoming game.
So Alpena boots it away. Going to take a couple of bounces there. Benzinger's going to go ahead and return it. Crosses the 50 to the 45 to the 40, down at about the 37-yard line before he's wrapped up and knocked out of bounds.
And we talked when we were coaching, I was coaching, the middle school stuff. We'd start talking about this in 7th and 8th grade. Hey, you know what? You've only got this many games left, all right? You've got 72 games left. Start counting them down. You got to decide now, how you want to end up your senior year.
Right.
And that's where we're at right now. These kids have to stay fired up and have to inspire those younger kids to play better.
So here come the Blue Devils on offense. Ball on the 38-yard line in Alpena territory. Caleb Ungst over center. Benzinger in motion. They're going to hand it off to Ty. He's going to find a hole, squirts his way through, picks up 6, maybe 7 on the carry. That's the best carry of the night for the Blue Devils.
He did a nice job staying low, protecting the ball, and kind of riding his blockers through that mayhem up front, and gained a nice positive run there of about, like I said, 7 yards. 6 yards on the board.
6 yards is what they give him, brings up a 2nd and 4, ball on the 32-yard line. You know what? If you keep getting 6 yards a carry, you're going to move the ball down the field.
Yeah,
Now don't turn around and only get 1, because then you're going to find yourself third down and not manageable. So Gotro, the only one in the backfield. Here comes Benzinger now. He's going to get the handoff. Goes up the middle, dives. Looks like he might have enough for the first down. Let's see where they spot it.
Yeah,
I think he's going to have enough for the first, and that should move the chains for the Blue Devils.
It's going to be close. Yes, there it goes. There.
I told you.
Yep. Well, this guy was kind of hesitant. Finally, the referee motioned first down. But that was a nice little dive and slide by Ty Benzinger from the backfield.
I was talking to an athletic director from another program on the other side of the state, and we were talking about, the officiating crews. The state of Michigan is still short officiating crews for football. And so what happens is these guys that are doing Friday night games are doing one, sometimes two Saturday games as well. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 27 for the Blue Devils. Unks looks like he might have drew him off. That may go against, it is going to go against the Wildcats. Good break there.
Yeah, we've seen him do that a couple times, those hard counts. But, yeah, officiating is a big deal, and we need them.
Well, absolutely. And can you imagine, though, being a crew that might do 3 games in a weekend? I mean, that's a lot of running around,
It is, and I love football. We love football. I don't know if I could do 3 games every weekend for, 9 to 12 weeks.
Well, that's a lot, and that's what's happening with some crews in parts of the state. 1st and 5 now for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 22. Caleb is going to hand it off to Gautreaux. Goes up the middle. He's going to get wrapped up again with a scrum. Now,
Yeah.
Connor Abraham took his man all the way down to the 10-yard line, but the rest of the offensive line kind of got stood up, and Gautreaux didn't get much on the carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2. They're going to give him 3 on it.
Yeah, and Abraham
2nd and
was
3. They gave him 2 on it.
Abraham, he did a nice job sustaining his block, and he blocked him all the way to the end there. So drew a conversation with the referee, though, but he didn't do anything wrong. It was a good job.
2nd and 2 for the Blue Devil. Ball spotted on the 20-yard line in Alpena territory. Benzinger in motion. He's going to get to carry. Goes up the middle. He's going to run into a wall of black jerseys, and he's going nowhere. Finally, it's that scrum where they try to push him forward, and now the officials blow the whistle. But he might have picked up 2 yards on that.
Yeah, and that's a legal play, right? You can push the pile. The last couple of years you've been able to do that, and I like that. And it gets the guys fired up and stays in there. I saw Jaden Hendrian is in there in this second half. He's running some fullback duties up there, had a nice block, and then Caleb Onks actually dove in there and started driving that pile forward with the rest of the linemen.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Ball spotted on the, it looks like it's about the 15-yard line. Unk's going to take it, going to hand it off to Hush. Riley Hush goes up the middle.
Still going,
but, another 2, maybe 3-yard gain.
Well, I will say that they're playing a lot more inspired football here so far in the second half other than that first series. So I like what I'm seeing right now. The blocks are a little better, the power is there, and they're moving the ball in a positive fashion.
They're going to give Riley 3 on the carry, going to bring up a 2nd and 7, ball spotted on the 13. So the Blue Devils can get a first down without having to score. So, this is really a good opportunity for them to keep driving it down. Let's see, we got Riley Hush in the backfield right now. Benzinger in motion. He's going to get the ball, going to find a hole. Got 1 man to beat, 2 men to beat, still on his feet, works his way down to about the 5-yard line. That should be good enough for a Blue Devil first down.
Yeah, that was a nice run, a little spin move in there. He made a good low, he got nice and low and put his shoulder pads into that initial contact, spun out and got that extra yard, maybe 2, but either way he got that first down. That's what I like to see from a guy like Ty Benzinger, and he's not a really big stature guy, but he plays with a lot of passion and a lot of heart, and I love watching him play football.
So it's 1st and goal for the Blue Devils from the 6 now. Hush in at fullback. He's going to get the carry, going to find his way up the middle, got a couple of men to beat, stretches as far as he can, maybe down to about the 2-yard line before he's brought down.
2 yards assist by the Alpena Wildcats on that one. I think that makes up for that.
He just went right over him.
He did. That makes up for that weird 1-yard shift on that near first down. So it all evens out in the end.
2nd and goal from the 2 for the Wildcats. 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. They trail by a score of 7-0. Looking to even this thing up. 3 backs in the backfield. They're going to go with Hush up the middle. Does he have it? And it's going to be a Blue Devil touchdown.
Caleb Onks kept that ball.
Caleb kept the ball. He just snuck into the end zone, and he puts the Blue Devils on the scoreboard.
A little delay by Roger, but there he is.
Roger loves that. He just likes to go in there.
Well, all right. That was an exciting, impassioned drive by the Blue Devils. That's what we need to see on homecoming.
Connor Byram for the point after. Goes up, a high one, and it's good. And we have a tie ball game with 2:57 to go in the third quarter. Our score here, Gaylord 7, Alpena 7. We'll be right back. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection. Includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Caleb Ungst with a 2-yard quarterback keeper ties our ball game at 7 apiece with 2:57 to go in the third quarter. By the way, another score update. It's halftime over in Johannesburg where the Cardinals there trail the St. Ignace Saints by a score of 16-8 on that one. Cardinals looking for their first win of the season.
Good kick by Byram.
Good kick by Byram. It's going to get returned from the 10 across the 15 to about the 17, maybe the 18 before he gets wrapped up. Number 18, Ryland Borowiak on the tackle.
Yeah, assisted by number 82, Cole Dexter. Boy, Ryland was down there ready to make a tackle. He did a good job on that one. None of this arm tackle stuff. He got in there, wrapped him up, and took him to the ground in a very safe and appropriate manner.
So let's see. I mean, the Gaylord Blue Devil defense has been holding their own throughout the game. And now they have a chance on defense again. Now that the offense has had a little bit of breath of life,
yes.
Will that get the defense even more jacked up?
It usually does, right? So now the defense is like, all right. Now we're going to play this game. You guys, fired up a little bit. Now we're going to play a little bit more inspired, and I hope that's what we see right now.
So the Wildcats come out. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to get a flag. Delay a game, perhaps. It's going to back up the Wildcats. Indeed it does. Yeah. They lined up offside, so that's going to back them up.
So I know it's early, Brian. I know it's early. Tail of two halves?
It could be. It could be. The one thing that the Blue Devils need to completely eradicate is the token big play that they give up. They've got to make sure that doesn't happen here.
And they are, I guess, at this point, notorious for that, right?
So here we go. 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty sets Alpena back. They're going to throw it downfield. Quarterback connects with his receiver across the 25. So they get some of that yardage back. He's saying he caught it, does number 45, Colt Gray.
Yeah, and he did. He came across there and caught the ball. A little bit of a open bubble in the defense there. We're kind of playing a little soft. And
well, so I like it when I see them throw across the middle as opposed to trying to go down the sideline. Any of these high school teams, when they got the confidence to throw it across the middle, usually good things end up happening. 2nd and 4 on that one as they gained 11 yards on that. They're going to give it to Burdick. He's going to work his way through the middle, still on his feet.
That's one that Pretzoff would like to have back because he was right there and he just got sidestepped. He should have had him in the backfield.
Caden Budnick moves the chains for Alpena. And of course, in the first half, he dominated it. He was the Alpena offense in the first half. He was moving the ball.
Yep.
He was pushing the pile.
Yep.
He was getting to the second line of defense before they were able to tackle him. And so he picks up some good yardage there, moves the chains for Alpena. Ball now on the 33-yard line.
Flag.
Another perhaps lined up offside. Again, I think they're going to call Alpena for lining up offside again.
Yeah. Somebody's not where they need to be, and they're just not, checking with the officials if it's a receiver or whatever the case may be, but they're lining up offsides, and that's going against them, and that's okay with me.
It brings up another 1st and 15. Ball now going to be spotted on the 28-yard line. 1:37 to go this third quarter is moving pretty quick.
Yeah, we changed things up in the up front in the middle there. We have Hendry and Keaton Abraham in the middle there now, so that's kind of a nice little mix. I like that.
So let's see what they do. They're going to give it up to the up back, which is number 12, Nicholas Geister on the carry for Alpena. He's going to pick up a couple of those yards again, but still behind the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Ball moves to the 32-yard line.
Connor Abraham is the tackler on that one on the far side. Number 37 jumps in here for Keaton Abraham on the middle there.
So if you're just tuning in, we're just about ready to wrap up this third quarter. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece here at Gaylord Community Field. 7-7 Alpena and the Gaylord Blue Devils. Alpena with the ball. Quick pitch. A little pass out to the side. Going to get wrapped up by a couple of Blue Devils in there. Number 24, Jaden Hendrian on the tackle.
Yeah, Jaden sidestepped. He saw that pass coming. He got out of the middle, came over there, and he wrapped him up just as soon as that ball touched his hands. That was going nowhere, bringing up that third down.
They lost a yard on that one. It brings up 3rd and 12. Ball now spotted on the 31-yard line for Alpena. So I think, defensive play.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix. When you have Hendrian in there with Gotro in the middle, you're able to push Connor Abraham out to the side. You have Cole Dexter on this side as a defensive end, and then, of course, our linebacker core, 44 and 34, Hush and Pretzloff. They're doing a good job right now.
So they're going to pass it downfield. Quarterback hook and ladder there, and it's going to get wrapped up. They're only going to get about 5, maybe 6 yards off of it. But a little hook and ladder play there that had potential, but the Blue Devils responded.
18, Rylan Borowiak. He saw that one. He sniffed it out. He was there to wrap it up. The hook and ladder is one of those plays you see every now and then, and the best hook and ladder that I've seen in recent years was performed by Escanaba. I think they practice that one a lot. They do that one really well. And you're like, what the heck just happened? Didn't work out for them this time here for Alpena. Nice job by the Blue Devils defense to make that a 4th down.
So it's 4th and
7.
So what do they do? Oh, okay. So time runs out now at the end of the third quarter. We're deadlocked here at 7 apiece. It's Alpena 7, Gaylord 7. We've got a final quarter. We'll come back at you with from Gaylord Community Field. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
So the Alpena Wildcats punted away to open up this fourth quarter. No return on that one as Alpena downs it at about the 28-yard line, and that's where the Blue Devils will come back out on offense.
Okay, well, Brian, I tell you what, the defense did what we thought they were going to do. You know, they saw the success that the offense had. They're like, you know what, us too. We're going to do our job, which they've done for the most part all night long. And they did a really good job there with a couple of nice tackles by Hendry and Connor Abraham, Pretzloff, Gotro, and many of the others. But I think the best one was Rylan Borowiak stopping that hook and ladder at the end.
So Caleb Ungst over center, Gotro in the backfield, Bensinger in motion. He's going to get the carry. He's going to squirt his way to the outside, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, picks up about 8 before he's brought down. Now, I'll say this. Ty runs that play a little better than Austin does because he's got a quicker burst of speed. Austin needs to build up momentum, but I still don't like it.
No, I don't either. I think you lose that momentum, that downhill advantage that we talked about so many times. But he does run it well. He does have quick acceleration, and he's a gritty kid.
Absolutely, but the other thing is, too, is when they run that play, most of the time it's going to go to that guy in motion.
Yeah, absolutely. Not hard to sniff out.
So it's 2nd and 1 after Ty Bensinger gets 9 on that one. He's going to get the carry again. Right up the middle, got the first down and about 3 more to go with it.
Well, and it's okay to run that play to the guy that does that motion if they can get the positive yards. He's done it twice.
Well, Ty's hitting the hole at full speed.
Yes.
So he's got the quick burst that Austin, while Austin's got the size and the grit, he doesn't have that burst when he's in motion like that.
Well, and when we talk about our offensive line, again, they're not getting a good, big, long push. They're not getting pushed back or forced around. But the holes that they create are not big, right?
Right.
So you have to see them and get to them before they close up because they're not going to stay open very long.
So Riley Hush now in the backfield as the fullback behind Caleb Ungst. And that's going to be, I think the younger of the Abraham boys.
Yep.
Keaton's going to get called offside on that one, and that's going to back the Blue Devils up.
Yep. I think the ball was going right to his side, and so he was ready
he
to
wanted
make a
to make
good
sure
block.
he was ready, yes.
Yeah, he was going to make a block no matter what, even if he had to go a little early.
He did go a little early. That backs him up 5. They're now on the 36-yard line, 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils. 10:23 to go in this ball game. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece in this homecoming game between the Gaylord Blue Devils and the Alpena Wildcats.
Push to the right side.
So here we go. Let's see. Ungst assesses the defense, takes the snap, going to hand it right up the middle. And Riley Hush goes right up the middle, maybe gains 2 on that. So, again, it's going to be 3rd and very long for these Blue Devils.
Yeah, I think they're going to, well, the penalty kept it at 1, so now it's going to be 2nd.
So it's, okay,
13.
so it's going to be 2nd and 13.
Yeah.
But still,
it's a long way.
It's a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if we're trying to run up the middle. We need to do something a little bit differently. Get Ty Benzinger to the outside. Maybe, I don't know, pass the ball to 27, Jonathan
You know
Ungst.
what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a little crossing pattern in the middle, send Pretzlaff into the middle and let Ungst hit him. Pretzlaff in motion right now. He lines up on the left. There's going to be a flag on that. A little bit too much movement on that line.
Yeah, they're going to call delay a game.
So it's a delay a game instead.
So, I think it was probably going to be another flag if it wasn't a delay a game because there was some movement on the line.
Score update. St. Ignace LaSalle up 24-8 now over the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals. And they're just getting the third quarter underway in the ball game. So doesn't look good right now for Johannesburg Lewiston, who is winless on the season. This is a program that's had several years of dominance. They're having an off season this year.
The transition seasons are tough for a community like that that's used to winning football games.
So Benzinger is going to get the pitch. Still on his feet, trying to find some room. Picks up a couple of yards, not a whole lot. Well, the other thing is, too, is that team is bumped and banged up.
Sure.
A lot of their athletes are out, especially their upperclassmen. And so they've dissolved the JV program, moved all the kids up to varsity just to make sure they got a full sideline of kids playing ball.
Yeah, and again, it's tough. They've got a strong winning tradition in Johannesburg. Smaller community there in Otsego County, but they are very prideful Cardinals fans and announcers. So we'll hope for the best for them for the remainder of the season.
3rd and 15 for the Blue Devils here. Unk's going to pass it downfield, rolls off to his right, stutters, still on his feet, fires it down. He's got his brother open, can only get one hand on. There is a flag in the backfield, though. I don't know if it's going to be a hold or a face mask. It's going to be a hold. Well, it's going to be a hold against the Blue Devils.
And
Jonathan's
calling for a flag down here because he had a hand right on his chest and his face.
The problem is he can call all day long. The other flag went down first.
Yeah, it is coming back no matter what.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
So essentially a drive killer for the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Because that's going to back it up. So let's see what the Blue Devils do here.
I think actually they declined. They're going to keep it 4th and 13.
So
or
Connor,
4th and 15.
Right, Connor Byram comes in, and he's going to punt it away.
Yep.
So wisely so, the Blue Devils will punt it away. High snap over Byram's head. He's going to pooch it off. It's going to barely get off. It's going to roll to about the 47-yard line before number 69 for the Blue Devils, Lane Thompson, comes up with it. Boy, that was dangerous. And for a split second, Connor's going, oh, no, not again, because he had perhaps one of the worst games that he could have ever imagined last week with high snaps, low snaps, bobbled snaps, blocked punts, safeties. I mean, you name it. He experienced it last week.
Yeah, and that'll only make him a better punter going forward. But
well, he kept his head about it, picked it up, managed to get a little bit of a squib off, but there is a flag down on the play.
We'll see what the call is here. Oh.
So let's see what they do here. They're going to make him kick it over.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lucky break because if you would have taken a look at it, it would have only been about a 3-yard gain after all of that on the punt. So this time, a good punt. He gets it off, and it goes straight out of bounds. So I'm not sure where they're going to mark it from the out of bounds because it felt like it was out of bounds right from the start. They're going to mark it at about the 46-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will come out. They've got 8 minutes and 11 seconds to work with in this ball game, and we're deadlocked at 7 apiece, Gaylord and Alpena.
Yeah, so this is, it's not quite crunch time yet, but the way we've been eating up time here, it's getting close. So the defense needs to make a big stand here, get the offense back on the field for the Blue Devils, and get some points on the board.
So quarterback going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself right up the middle. Quarterback keeper goes for 11 yards. And, boy, the kid showed some speed there. Ryan Volz.
Number 3 on the tackle there. I think that's Stradling.
Volz showed some immediate speed getting right up the middle. 11-yard quarterback keeper right through the heart of the defense.
Yeah.
That stings. Moves the chains. Alpena now has the ball at the 42-yard line in Blue Devil territory.
Okay, let's go defense. Loudon Stradling on that last tackle there from his safety position.
Volz going to hand it off, pitch it out to Burdick. He's going to get wrapped up and run out of bounds there, so not much in terms of any kind of yardage there.
No, number 6, Gabe Thompson, was supported by number 82, Cole Dexter, on that tackle on the far side. Second down and 12. They're going to call that a 2-yard loss.
So 2nd and 12. Budnick loses 2 on the carry. A slow developing play there. They just really couldn't get anything going on it, and the Blue Devil defense sniffed it out. So Alpena again, quarterback throws across the middle, has a man wide open, got one Blue Devil to beat. He's going to get wrapped up by Jonathan Unks, but not until after the chains get moved, and Alpena moves the ball down to about the 22-yard line.
Okay, so we're back we're almost in the red zone, 22-yard line.
That's the kind of play I like to see, that crossing pattern. You send a receiver right across the middle. Quarterback plays pitch and catch with him. It ends up becoming a big play. Moves it down to the 22 now. Alpena has a new set of downs.
I just think the Blue Devils have opportunity to use their tight end like that, and they just haven't done it.
Volt's going to hand it off to Budnick. He finds his way into the secondary of the Blue Devils. And there he gets wrapped up after about maybe a 7-yard carry. By the way, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors like Bob's Modern Homes, assisting families achieve their new home dreams. You can see their current models online at bobsmodernhomes.com. And Central Insurance Services, making insurance less complicated. Get a quote from Central Insurance Services in Gaylord.
Vanderveer on that last tackle for the Blue Devils.
2nd and 5 for the Wildcats now. Blue Devil defense can put it away. There he goes. Quarterback keeper. He doesn't get too far. It's going to bring it up a 3rd and maybe about 3. Volts on the carry.
Gotro on the tackle with Abraham. 3rd down, though. 3rd and short. 3rd
so
and 2.
It's 3rd and short, but it's manageable for these Wildcats. Anything within 2 to 3 yards they can easily get, as they've proven. I wouldn't be surprised if this play called isn't a quarterback keeper right up the middle again.
It's been working.
So it's 3rd and 2, ball on the 15. Alpena knocking on the door. Volt's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to, he's going to keep it himself. A little too long to develop that play. Brady Pretzlaff, one of the first ones in there. He's going to lose yardage on that carry and bring up a 4th.
They called him down, but Gabe Thompson came up with the ball. Blue Devils wanted a turnover on that one. There was a bunch of them in there. Pretzlaff was in there. Lane Thompson was in there. Of course, Gabe Thompson was in there, the whole suit of them.
So the quarterback tried to fake a handoff and then keep it and go around the right-hand side.
Yes.
It just took too long for the play to develop, and the Blue Devils sniffed it out. I think if he'd just done that, keeper went straight up the middle, he would have probably gotten it. 4th and 3, Alpena going for it. Ball on the 16. They need to get to the 13. Volts in shotgun. He's going to take the snap, going to pitch it out to Budnick. He sticks his nose down, and he's going to meet some Blue Devils there. 3, 4 white jerseys bring him down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, 14, 55, 69, all in on that tackle. Number 14, Vanderveer, was right up front, though, to make that initial
You sound like you're
contact.
calling bingo.
Bingo.
That's it.
Shake the balls.
So 4:41 to go in this ball game, and Alpena turns it over on downs at the 15. So huge break, big comeback, big come away from the Blue Devil defense. And now the Blue Devil offense needs to answer.
Mistake-free series of offensive plays.
Well, you got to get it downfield, and you've not really been able to do that. You've had one drive for a score, but outside of that, it's been tough going. Benzinger's going to get it, makes one man miss, still on his feet. Gets up for about a 4-yard gain on that one.
You know, Ty's running the ball well. He really is. He's just not able to get the blocking to get him to break free enough to get downfield more than the 3 or 4 yards. That's going to take a long time. I really think that we need to throw the ball like you were talking about, those crossing patterns underneath and, in the middle of the defense, and get Brady Pretz off the ball downfield, or even maybe Hendry in the ball downfield.
So it brings up a 2nd and 6 after the gain of 4 by Ty Benzinger. Benzinger in motion, lines up. This time Pretzlaff's in at quarterback. He's going to keep it himself. He's not going to get too far, maybe a yard gain at best.
At best, I think they're going to mark him as a yard loss, unfortunately.
You know, they tried to put Pretzlaff in at quarterback on that one.
You know, and that's okay, but it just didn't develop the way they wanted to.
No.
And, they're looking for everything in the middle, right? So it's really got to be Benzinger to the outside or a pass play across the middle to Pretzlaff.
So Caleb comes back in now. Coming off the field is number 82 for the Blue Devils, Cole Dexter. So Caleb Unks back in at quarterback now after one play by Brady Pretzlaff as he moved from the tight end position into QB for that one. Lost a yard. Benzinger in motion. That one's going to back up the Blue Devils.
And that's unfortunate because, again, without mistake.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things, and you can see the coach's reaction to that. Not happy about it. Mental mistakes now starting to creep into this ball game for the Blue Devils at the worst possible time.
Absolutely.
So it's 3rd and 14 now for Gaylord. Ball is now on the 11-yard line. They need to get to the 25.
Jeez, this thing's not working for me.
Dave on the camera here tonight.
Sorry about that, gang.
So Benzinger is going to get the pitch. And the ball is on the ground, and it looks like the Blue Devils may have turned it over, and they do. Alpena comes up with the fumble, and they bring it down to about the 9-yard line. Costly mistake there. Mental mistakes, Dave. We have the penalty followed by a fumble. 4th turnover of the night for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Yeah, so, again, the defense is doing their job, and they're standing up where they need to. We just need to get things cleaned up offensively and get the ball downfield. But more importantly, we have to hold on to the football.
So now Alpena is in prime position. Ball spotted at the 9. It's 1st and goal for the Wildcats after the turnover. A costly turnover, and now the Gaylord Blue Devil defense needs to come up big.
Yeah, they do. Honestly, Brian, we need a turnover right away to save clock so that we can get something going offensively. That's a tough call, but it certainly is a possibility. But I think that's what needs to happen because otherwise, they're in a great position right now to run the clock, right? Eat up some clock and kick a field goal.
Well, we're down to 2:44 left in this ball game, and you just handed the ball to your opponent inside the 10.
Yeah, 1st and goal.
It's a scary place to be.
It is, and if I'm, I'm thinking certainly score, but if I'm Alpena, I'm going to run some time down as best I can. But, I'm sure they're just going to try and pack it in there and get some scores on the board and get separation that way.
If we don't see any drastic changes in this, the coaches are going to sit down and they're going to say it's based on 4 plays, 4 turnovers.
Absolutely.
That's the difference in this ball game. I mean, our score's tied 7-7 right now, but Alpena has the ball inside the 10, first and goal after the turnover. Volt's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. He's going to hand it to Budnick. Budnick's going to get wrapped up. Blue Devils sniff that one out. He's going to lose yardage on that.
Yeah,
that's going to move it down to about the 12.
Hendrian with a TFL there. He just darted right through the line and wrapped him up just as soon as he got the ball. That was a great job by Jaden.
So the Gaylord Blue Devil defense has been fairly solid all night, with the exception of one play, which really, give credit where credit is due, that was the running back from Alpena who shifted direction and then just took off.
Yeah, because they did have great pursuit on that, but it just ended up the other way. So, yeah, you're right.
So ball on the 13 now, so it's second and goal from the 13. Quarterback keeper. Volt's going to get wrapped up. He gets it back down to about the 10.
So, again, the inside guys there, that's 24 and 37. That's Hendrian and Gotro on the stop.
So it's third and goal now. What you got to be careful of is Alpena throwing it off now, because they might turn around, fake, and then just look for a man in the end zone.
Right, and again, we saw a field goal attempt earlier. It wasn't successful, but they're obviously thinking touchdown. Blue Devils need a turnover.
Well, Alpena's allowing the clock to go down.
Sure they are.
Okay, so they're chewing up the clock. They don't want to leave much time here. Third and goal from the 10 for Alpena. Huge play for the Gaylord defense here. Budnick's going to get it. He's still on his feet inside the 5, down at the 4.
Yep.
So Alpena's going to have a 4th and goal with the ball on the 4 with 1:08 left in the ball game.
It still shows Alpena with 3 timeouts, so they could run this down, take a timeout, try and get them off sides, or kick a
that would
field
be
goal.
The other thing, too, is you come back. Now, there's a timeout, so Gaylord calls a timeout on that one.
Smart.
So it's a timeout. We're going to keep it here. We're going to mention some of our great sponsors, Dave. We've got so many of them we appreciate. Hickerson Floor and Tile House. Let them assist in the planning of your home interior project. Hickerson Floor and Tile House on M32, just west of Gaylord. Jets Pizza, Detroit-style pizza. It's better because it has to be. Jets Pizza on Main Street in Gaylord. And, of course, the Javetsky Agency, Mimic Insurance, insuring your educational community's auto, home, and umbrella needs. Give Neil a call for a quote. 989-731-5060, located in Alpine Plaza.
Yes, sir.
So we're down to 55 seconds left to go in this ball game, at least in regulation. Alpena has a 4th and goal at the 4-yard line. And it shows they have 3 timeouts left. So do you try to draw the Blue Devils off?
They're showing field goal.
So they're going to come out for the field goal instead. So out comes number 17. It goes up, it goes through, and Alpena takes the lead with 52 seconds to go in this ball game on a field goal made by Samuel Cook.
So now it's a 2-score game.
Yes.
Right? It's essentially, right? We're 7-7, we're 7-10. So we either got to score a touchdown or we have to tie with a field goal, right?
Those are your 2 options.
Yeah. So there's no other options for them to out there, and we have not seen a lot of success offensively. If they don't get out there,
there's 52 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Yeah.
Alpena has just taken the lead on a field goal. They lead Gaylord by a score of 10-7. Blue Devils will get this kickoff. They're going to have Ty Benzinger and Logan Stradling back deep.
Well,
you've got to think that Alpena is probably going to squib kick this.
Sure. Now, that would be okay because we've got some hands guys up front here in that second level, right?
Well, you certainly do. You got Pretzlaff, and you've got Gotro.
And now you got Hush.
And then you got Hush, and you got James, and then the deep guys are Benzinger and Stradling. And now Hush is going to come up shallow, expecting the squib kick from Alpena. So Cook comes out to kick it away. 52 seconds left to go in this ball game. It's going to be actually a driving kick. Benzinger's going to return it from the 15 across to the 20, 25. Ty still on his feet. Going to get wrapped up at about the 27-yard line. 44 seconds to go in the ball game.
Okay.
Blue Devils have got to put something together here.
Now, I have not seen a hurry-up style offense from the Blue Devils all season, so I don't know if they have that, and probably best that they don't because they don't have they make those mental errors a lot of times. So, this would be essentially that 2-minute offense that we talk about at other levels, right? So they need a big play, though, Brian. It's got to be a pass or it's got to be a breakaway run by Benzinger.
So Vanderveer comes into the backfield now behind Gautreau. Caleb Unkston at quarterback. There's going to be a timeout on the field. Alpena takes a timeout. They still have 2 more to burn, by the way. Gaylord down to 1 timeout. We'll thank a few more of our sponsors here, to include Smithcamp, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Enjoy stress-free car shopping, auto financing, and service at Smithcamp, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Gaylord. And, of course, Mama Leone's, Northern Michigan's home for authentic Italian cuisine. It's Mama Leone's on South Otsego in Gaylord. Also, our good friends at 7-Eleven. There's always a fresh cup of coffee and a warm welcome waiting for you at your Gaylord area 7-Eleven on North Center Street here in Gaylord.
Had pizza there Sunday.
And Mama Leone's?
I did. Yeah, we got some pizza to go. It was great.
They got that $7 deal.
Yeah, we had the large pepperoni and a medium ham and sort of a Hawaiian style ham and pineapple.
I bet you guys can go through some pizza in your household.
We ain't scared.
All right, Blue Devils come out on offense. They've got 48 seconds to go. Caleb Ungst over center. He's going to take the snap, looking downfield, looking, keeps it himself, tucks it in, fires it over the head of Ty Benzinger. It was a good play, but there's a flag down. Could be a hold, or did he go across the line of scrimmage? I think he went across the line of scrimmage, so they're going to say it's going to be on Caleb Ungst. He went a little too far forward. It was a nice try. He just went too far forward, and then he had a little too much air on the ball, went up and over.
He probably had enough room to run that and gain some yardage there, maybe get to that first down. But he was looking for the big play there.
Well, it burned 5 seconds off the clock. Let's see where the officials are going to move it to. So they're going to move it back to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, 5 yards from the spot of the foul there, right? That's what they're going to call it.
And it's 5 yards and a loss of down. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 15 for the Blue Devils. 39 seconds to go. Unk's going to take the snap, looking downfield, looking, fires, has Pretzlaff, but the defense closes in and knocks it down.
It was a good-looking pass, and he had him close, but the defense was ready for that, and we were able to knock it down before the reception by 44.
Well,
close to an interception.
Alpena is playing passing defense.
Yes.
They're back in the zone. They're going to sit there and they're going to wait and they're going to follow that quarterback and see where he goes.
Yep. No doubles, right?
3rd and 13 for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 25. They need to get going here. Unk's going to throw it out. He has his brother John. He's going to get out of bounds at about the 34. So it's still going to bring up a bit of yardage to get the first down and keep the drive alive. Going to bring up a 4th down. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to spot it right at the 35. They need to get to the 38.
So you got 3 yards. You got to go for it. You got to keep this ball moving, right? I mean, either way.
So do you take the quarterback and have him look like he's going to pass and then tuck it in and run for it?
Well, I think you keep your options open, right?
Or do you pitch it out to Vanderveer and hope that he's got the speed to get that 3 yards that you need? They're going to have Unks go out. He's going to look. He's going to roll out. He's going to run out of time. Now he's going to tuck it in.
He's got it.
He's got the first down.
There we go.
That's a good one. But, boy, he was swinging that ball out there. I was afraid it was going to get knocked out. But he wisely calls timeout the minute that he gets down on the ground. So the chains get moved.
They're going to clock it. They're going to clock it.
They're going to clock the ball now down to 20 seconds. Caleb clocks it. Stops the clock at 19 seconds to go. Once the chains got moved, the ball's on the about the 45-yard line. No, about the 42-yard line. So still a lot of turf to cover. You're still in your own territory. You're down to 19 seconds. You need a touchdown to win, a field goal to tie, and send it into overtime.
Yeah, so they've got some options. We're seeing some good play here. You know, they're playing fast plays. They're playing smart. but we have to keep making connections and getting positive yards.
So this time, Brady Pretzlaff is going to be in over center. Austin Vanderveer in the backfield. Pretzlaff's going to look down. He's going to tuck it in. He's going to keep it himself.
Flag on the far side.
There's a flag on the far side.
Somebody wasn't set, Brian, I'm afraid.
So that's going to back up the Blue Devils, and sadly, it chews up 7 seconds. So they tried a running play, a quarterback keeper, and the problem when you do that is you chew up a lot of clock, and you don't get that time back.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to get the ball to Pretzlaff and let him try and run it down there, but, you know, I still think they'd be better off trying that crossing route to the tight end and get him downfield.
So the Blue Devils are spending a lot of time in their own side of the field right now. 12 seconds to go to get it downfield to either score a touchdown or a field goal to send us into overtime. That's where we're at. Alpena leads by a score of 10-7.
One timeout left for the Blue Devils.
Alpena has 2 to burn. Blue Devils only 1 left. Unks is going to come in over center. Gautreau the lone back. Unk's going to pass it, looking downfield. Pump fakes. Now he's going to get sacked. That's going to do it. Alpena's going to win their first ball game of the season. Gaylord now is going to fall to 2-4. Alpena improves to 1-4.
We got whistles. I don't think we're done yet, Brian.
So it really depends on who this penalty's on. The game cannot end with a penalty on defense.
Right.
The officials are having a conversation. We'll see if they pick up the flag, call it as ball game. So they're saying put
2.2 on the clock.
Put 2 seconds back on the clock, so it was a penalty against the defense. So Gaylord's going to get one more shot, but now at this point in time, you've got to go for everything. So they're saying
hey guys,
1.2 seconds on the clock. So they're going to put 1.2 seconds on the clock.
You got to tell them, Brian. You got to open that door. All right, they got it.
So 1.2 seconds is going to come back on the clock.
Sorry about that.
So this one, it's basically all or nothing now, Dave.
Yes, it is. One shot. That's it.
It's one shot. So you got to have Caleb in at quarterback, but you also got to get ready for your own little version of a hook and ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's got the arm to chunk it down that far.
Yeah.
And so you got to chunk it about maybe 10, 15 yards down and have 2 or 3 guys in the trail in hopes of being able to break something and find your way into the end zone, which would be a pretty dramatic end of this ball game.
Sure would. And right now there's a conference on the other side of the Alpena coach with the referee. Because Alpena wants this game to be over right now. They don't want to give us another chance. But the Blue Devils get another chance. And, this would be the opportunity to kind of snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat here.
All cliches aside, here we go.
It was the perfect
the last play
it.
of the ball game. Caleb Unk's going to fire it out to Austin Vanderveer. He's going to run. He's going to pitch it back to Ty Benzinger.
Go.
He's got some room, but he's going to get wrapped up inside the 40-yard line, and that's going to be the ball game. Our final score here, Alpena 10, the Gaylord Blue Devils 7. Alpena gets their first victory of the season. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils fall to 2-4. We'll be right back with some final thoughts. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Well, a tough loss for the Gaylord Blue Devils. They fall to the Alpena Wildcats by a score of 10-7. But we've got a player of the game to name, and who's that going to be, Dave?
We do, and I'm going to name the player of the game this week, number 27, Jonathan Ongst. I think Jonathan, he plays consistently well. He kind of does a nice job, always out there blocking and doing his job. Tonight he had an interception and a nice run back. He also had a couple of nice, or at least one reception from his brother, a couple of pass attempts. For me, Jonathan August is the guy tonight.
Well deserved by Jonathan there. I've got a score update for you here. St. Ignace LaSalle is now up by a score of 24-8. Midway through the third against Johannesburg Lewiston. That game is being broadcast on Eagle 101.5. So looking ahead, Dave, next week we've got Traverse City West. Going to be kind of painful, I would imagine. We'll be back at Thurlby Field for that one. Beautiful facilities. Probably going to be a good night for football. TC West isn't quite TC Central, but they're still a pretty tough team. They're playing Petoskey tonight.
They are, and unfortunately, the Blue Devils take a loss here tonight against the Alpena Wildcats. The Wildcats, had a lot to play for tonight. They wanted to get one on the board. The Blue Devils needed to have this win. They didn't get it. As unfortunate as that may be, we have next week to look forward to, and hopefully we can put something together to play strongly against the TC.
TC West, absolutely.
Yeah,
so the
Trojans.
Titans,
Yes.
So we've got the Titans next week, and then it's on to Gladstone, and then finally Clare. So could be a tough road to hoe, or, maybe they can play TC West tough next week, get some confidence, and then finish out the season strong. So I'm going to say this is probably putting a huge damper on their playoff hopes. So at this point in time, the Blue Devils are just playing to finish out the season, these last few games, get some offense going, finish out the season on a high note, and be able to put a feather in their cap.
Yeah, and it's a program in development with a new head coach, and we have some things to look forward to. So we don't want to rule anything out, because they come back next week, and play some inspired ball and just do what they got to do.
All right, for Dave Boswood, I'm Brian Hollenbaugh. Thanks so much once again. Our final score here from Gaylord Community Field. The Alpena Wildcats defeat the Gaylord Blue Devils by a score of 10-7. Thanks so much, and have a great night.